And welcome inside Cardines Field in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island. It is the Newport Gulls pregame show on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Tonight, the best team in the NECBL, the Newport Gulls, will be taking on the Keene Swamp Bats. I'm Quinton Pelzel, and we'll start with the Gulls, who are coming off of their best win of the season. They're also winners of their last 3 games. But in that 9th inning, they were down by 3 runs against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. They came back. They scored 5 runs to win that game, 9-8. Michael Anderson had a big 2-run single to tie the game, and then Tyler Hare, a couple of batters later, with a 2-run home run, his 7th of the season, to win the game for the Gulls. As for the Swamp Bats, well, they're going in the opposite direction. They've lost 6 in a row. And it doesn't get any easier for them tonight, as they'll be going up against one of the league's best in Kevin Sider, the right-hander from Quinnipiac. We've got interviews with players and coaches, so don't go anywhere. You're watching the Newport Gulls pregame show on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show. I'm Quinton Pelzel. Alongside me is Santosh Gautam. He will be starting in the All-Star game representing the East. And Santosh, first of all, congratulations. I want to talk about that moment that you first found out that not only were you going to be an All-Star, but you're starting in it. What was that moment like for you?
Thank you, first of all. And it was just an honor, to get to start that game with all those really good players. It was just a really good feeling.
And looking forward now to Sunday, what are you looking forward to the most about, playing in Fraser Field in Massachusetts against all of those really talented players?
Like you said, playing against the really talented players, people that have been having really good seasons, but also the guys on the team that I'll be on, the East, and just picking their brains and learning from them. There's always stuff that you could learn and get better at, so just learning from them probably.
And you've had a terrific season here. That's why you're starting in the All-Star game. What has this summer been like for you? First summer here in Newport, first summer in the NECBL. Is it all you've been expecting or more? Just talk to me about that.
I expected it to be really fun, and it's been just that, and just expected really good competition. Got that, and I just came into the summer, wanted to get better at throwing my off speed and stuff, and the results have been good so far. Still got a lot of the season left to go, so just got to keep it up.
Santosh, congratulations, and we'll be watching you on Sunday. That's Santosh Gautam. He'll be starting in the All-Star game for the East. We'll be back with more on the Newport Gulls pregame show.
Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show. Mike Basile alongside infielder Colby Branch. Colby, first off, got to talk about last night's game. Down big, headed into the 9th, back and forth all game going into that on the road. How do you bring that momentum back in the top of the 9th, down by a couple of runs, and really swing the whole game?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of one of those teams that, you never feel like you're out of it. And so we got to the 9th, and we did a good job, and we got some hits, and it worked out.
And the big thing for me with this team, I look around, and a lot of you guys just met here, beginning of the season. The camaraderie seems second to none, especially in the league. How is that kind of built throughout the season?
Yeah, just the bus rides and hanging out with people like Colton Freeman, kind of looking over there, but he's a good team guy, but it's a lot of fun to be around here every day.
And for you, obviously, an emotional year, the transfer, playing all season, just a freshman, the accolades that you had over at Baylor. How have you kind of been able to deal almost, I'll say, with all of that at such a young age?
Just keep moving day to day and just do the same thing every day and build a routine and keep going.
And for you guys, obviously, no matter what the record is coming against us, and I say us like I'm on the team, but, coming against the Gulls here, obviously being the top team in the league right now, clinching a playoff spot, you're going to get everyone's best effort. How do you guys kind of deal with that and move forward?
We love having everybody's best effort. It makes us play better and play to a higher standard, and it's pretty fun. Yeah.
Colby, thanks for joining us, and good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be right back with more on the Gulls pregame show. Back here on the Gulls pregame show, alongside Slade Alford this time around. Just talk to your running mate, Colby Branch, who just walked by us here. And obviously you guys going to Georgia together. So first off, talk about you two and how you got friendly and so close. Just here in Newport, right?
Yeah, just here in Newport. We always played on the same travel team, but he played a year younger. So I kind of just met him, and it's kind of ironic that now we're going to the same college. So looking forward to it.
And on a personal level for you, obviously, the Gulls top team in the league right now, but for you, playing the best baseball you have this season, 3 home runs in your last 5, what's been going right? Has anything kind of changed for you?
Just taking it one AB at a time. It's a tough game, and sometimes it doesn't go your way, and you can fall in a little hole sometimes, but it's just got to dig out of it.
And yesterday we talked about Colby, too. That game, it seems like the camaraderie of this team is second to none. You come back down in the 9th, could have rolled over. This team just doesn't do that. What does that kind of say about this group as a whole?
We got good chemistry, and we're not going to give any ABs up, and we're just going to fight till the end, and worked out in our favor.
And for you, obviously, we joked around a little earlier. I said, it's really hot today. You said you don't know the half of it. Take us through a game day back when you were at Mississippi State. How hot was it? How going through it?
Super hot. It doesn't get hot till later, but obviously because it's spring. But summertime, it's crazy hot. It's like 100, super hot.
I hate to tell you, you're not going to get much relief at Georgia, right?
No relief. No relief.
Slade, thanks for joining us, and good luck tonight. Slade Alford, infielder for the Newport Gulls. We'll be back on the pregame show.
And welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show. Alongside me is Billy Butler. And Billy, first, before we get into anything else, talk about last night's game against the Sharks. You guys were down by 3 runs entering the 9th inning. You guys scored 5 runs. You had a big single in the 9th inning to keep things going. What was the emotion? What were you guys going through emotionally and mentally as you guys were going through that inning? You guys obviously entered the game down by 3, but, hit after hit after hit, you guys knew that you guys could come back and win that game.
Yeah, it was awesome. I feel like we were all having a great time in the vineyard. It was a fun little trip out there on the ferry, and the game kind of got out of hands for a little bit there late in the game, and then we didn't lose faith, I guess, and Big Mike came up, big knock, and then T. Hare, our savior, the guy's awesome. Another homer, he's hot right now, and we were all so fired up, and obviously that's our rival, I feel like, right, the vineyard. But yeah, definitely God was on our side for that one, right?
And if you remember, last week you guys were down by 3 runs in the 8th inning, and you guys ended up scoring 9 runs in the 8th and 9th inning to come back and beat the Sharks. What is it about this team in the later innings in the vineyard?
I think, and I've been saying it all summer, it's definitely the people on our team and how close we all are and how much fun this summer's been. I think that's a big part of it, and just how we can look to each other and trust each other to have those big hits, those big at-bats, those big innings from the pitchers, and I think that's the biggest part,
And now let's talk about the Home Run Derby, obviously a really big honor for you. What was that moment like for you when you first found out that you were going to be participating in the Home Run Derby?
Yeah, definitely very excited, and I can't wait for the guys to watch me do it, because I've definitely had some experience in the past with that, and I love just letting it eat a little bit and during BP and stuff, so yeah, I'm really excited. I was happy to see that.
And I was going to ask you literally beat me to it. Have you had any prior experience in the Home Run Derby? Do you know what to expect? Where else have you done Home Run Derby?
Yeah, so a couple years ago I played in the Futures League, and there's no extra innings there. It's just 1 inning of extra innings, and then you do a Home Run Derby. So I did like probably 3 or 4 of them, and I won every one. So it was awesome. And then so I'm excited to get back into that and hopefully win one for Newport,
And what's the game plan going into a Home Run Derby? Obviously, there are a bunch of different theories about, you want to try to hit as many home runs as possible, or do you want to try to pace yourself through and not get tired out in the first round?
I think the key is going to be speed early, the first half of it, just see how many I can get, and then depending on where I'm at, the first little break they give me, I'll probably have to see where I'm at body-wise, how tired I am, stuff like that. But hopefully they can just pepper me fastballs in, I can just let it eat, but we'll see.
And now the big question, who is going to throw you batting practice in the Home Run Derby?
We don't even know yet. I'm not sure, honestly. Maybe Frank, maybe little Luke Beckstein. We'll see, but I don't know. We might have to practice a little more.
Well, Billy, you know what? If you don't have anybody, I'm ready to go. Just call me in. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations, and we'll be watching you, Billy. That's Billy Butler, Newport Gulls outfielder. We'll be back with more on the Newport Gulls pregame show.
Let's go.
To historic Cardines Field for this matchup between the Keene Swamp Bats
And welcome into
and
Cardines
Newport
Field in
Gulls.
beautiful Newport, Rhode Island, as the Newport Gulls pregame show continues. We are about 10 minutes away from first pitch. I'm Quentin Pelzo alongside Mike Basile, the director of not baseball operations, but director of media operations here for the Newport Gulls. He's joining me in the booth tonight. And Mike, let's talk about last night's game for the Gulls. Obviously, a huge win for them, probably their biggest win of the season. Down by 3 runs in the 9th inning, they ended up coming back, and they scored 5 runs in that 9th. Just a captivating victory for them.
Well, it's funny because you just mentioned director of media, right? So that means we're watching and looking and saying, okay, get the graphic ready. The Gulls are probably going to lose this one. You blink and it's 9-7. First 5 base runners of the 9th get on. It starts with a Ryan Proto double, who struggled a bit at the plate, but turning it around a little bit here. So, I mean, this is a team that has the most camaraderie I've seen in quite some time. I mean, remember, these guys only met each other about 6 weeks ago. And the crazy part about summer baseball is the season's over in 2.5, 3 weeks, even if you win the entire championship. So it's tough, but this Gulls team has done a lot this season, and they could be en route to one of the best records of all time in this league.
Yeah, no, and they were definitely on pace for doing that at the beginning of the year, but they kind of tailed off in the middle of the season when they lost some guys to the draft, when they lost guys to injuries, and guys just went home. But it seems like this team has regained form, and they're playing their best baseball now with 2 weeks to go in the season.
We talked about it. We talked about it right before we went on. It's the next man up mentality for this team, and it's phenomenal. We talked about players like Colton Freeman, Matthew Shark, an all-star. Tyler Hare, an all-star for this team. Weren't getting a ton of reps as starters. A lot of pinch hit opportunities, pinch running. Luke Beckstein also in the all-star game, starting a lot now that Trent Farquhar was acquired by the Philadelphia Phillies. And it just seems like the next man up mentality has been so big for this team, and that's how you win games. And it doesn't hurt when your pitching at home is under 2, right?
Right, exactly. And speaking of pitching at home, tonight it is Sider Day. Kevin Sider is on the mound, and he has been absolutely terrific. Obviously an all-star for the Newport Gulls. And, the fans here absolutely love watching Kevin Sider pitch, and for good reason, too. I mean, he's super good.
He's phenomenal. He gets on the mound, gets on, throws. He doesn't waste any time. He's not one of those guys who thinks. That's why I think he's so good and he's been so successful here. He gets on the rubber and he throws his next pitch. He forgets about the last play. I mean, last Friday was a bit of a struggle for him. The first time we kind of seen a hiccup from Kevin Sider. But right back to it tonight. I'm sure we will see Kevin Sider in his A-game mode. He's been great for Quinnipiac for quite some time, and he's been great for the Gulls for 2 years now.
And now Keene comes into this game. They have lost 6 games in a row. What are you expecting to see from this Gulls team? Because this Gulls team right now, they've won 3 games in a row, and they're going up against a team right now that is struggling. What do they need to do to kind of keep their form going and beat a team that they should theoretically beat, but who knows with baseball?
You have to play the games, right? Theoretically, they should have lost yesterday, down 3 in the 9th inning. You don't win that game. The win probability is probably at 1.52% there. I mean, Keene's got to be a hungry team, right? Fighting for their lives and just wanting to get off the schneid. They've lost 6 in a row. They want to win a baseball game, and doing it at Cardines Field with a pitcher from Newport on the mound, he's going to be hungry as well. I mean, this is just going to be a phenomenal contest. Friday night, Cardines. Really nice night. The breeze rolling in. The only thing is a chance of a thunderstorm that could ruin this one. But I look to their right fielder, Devin Taylor, an all-star. Really got to get the bat going a little bit more. He's been great, don't get me wrong, but your top players have to play their best when you need a win.
And we'll see if they can do that tonight. We're going to send it down to the field now for the pregame ceremony with Mike Falcone, who's the director of baseball operations here for the Newport Gulls. We'll also get the national anthem for you, and then the first pitch right around the corner, so don't go anywhere.
Beverly Weed and Jade Weed here out tonight. Give a big round of applause. Teresa was the first woman to be the Senate president, and many of her colleagues from the Senate, who are continuing to be a part of Rhode Island state government, are here with us tonight that I'd like to recognize. Sandra Cano, Senator Sandra Cano, Senator Hannah Gallo, who's the president pro team, Senator Victoria Gu, Senator Tiara Mack, Senator Melissa Murray, Senator Linda Uji Fusa, Senator Bridget Valverde, Senator Frank Lombardi, and Senator Michael DeAngelis. Let's give them all a big round of applause. From the House of Representatives, we have Rep. Robert Craven, Rep. Lauren Carson, who represents right here down in Newport, and Representative Brandon Bose. And then from the Newport City Council, our very own Mayor Sy is here with us tonight. Council members Gina Napolitano and David Carlin are here with us as well. Lastly, before we get to our ceremonial first pitches, there's many children who attended Newport Gulls summer camp, some of which are on scholarship in Mark's memory, are here with us on the field. And I would just like to read a couple of statements that these children made when we were going around camp and asking them what their favorite parts about the summer camp are, because that's what makes it so special. Lucas is 9 years old. His favorite thing is meeting and hanging out with his dolls. His favorite players are Trent Farquhar. Now, I'd like to welcome our ceremonial first pitcher tonight. The first is Governor Dan McKee. He's a lifelong Rhode Islander and the 76th Governor of Rhode Island.
And welcome into Cardines Field. We have a NECBL matchup between the Newport Gulls and the visiting Keene Swamp Bats. They come into this game with a record of 12-24 on the season, and for the Gulls, they are 27-8-1. As you take a look at the pregame ceremonies going on down on the field, the MC is the Director of Baseball Operations for the Newport Gulls. That is Mike Falcone with the microphone over there, and we're just about ready for first pitch. The national anthem will be taking shape around probably 2 or 3 minutes, and then shortly after that, we'll have some baseball here at Cardines Field on a Friday night, Mike, in front of a packed house at Cardines, and that is one thing that you can always count on here in Newport. The crowd is always going to be here, and they're always going to show up for this Newport Gulls team.
100%. I mean, the community base that this team brings here is second to none, whether it's your local crew from around here, Middletown, Portsmouth, coming to the games, Newport itself, or travelers from all over coming in, visiting for the weekend and taking in a Gulls game. I mean, it's incredible. And for a special night like tonight, with all these wonderful kids who have attended Gulls camp this year, it's got to be so much fun for them, and it's heartwarming. If you just joined us, I mean, talking about what this means to these kids, who their favorite players are, and how much this team means to everybody is just so much fun.
And we heard two of their favorite players, actually, Colton Freeman, who is really fun to watch, and then Trent Farquhar, who was signed by the Philadelphia Phillies, an undrafted free agent. So, I mean, that kid obviously has good taste, and two really good players on this Gulls team. But tonight it is Kevin Sider night, and one of the best pitchers in the NECBL is on the mound for the Gulls, as he will look to continue his dominance here at home. The right-hander from Quinnipiac, and the Keene Swamp Bats, they have their hands full tonight because Sider, and it's just so amazing to kind of think about the depth of pitching on this team. Kevin Sider technically isn't even their best pitcher. Santosh Gautam is their best pitcher, and Kevin Sider is still one of the best pitchers in the NECBL.
Yeah, the starter for the All-Star game for the East team, Santosh Gautam, the number one. And then you have Kevin Sider going to the All-Star game also starting tonight on Saturday. I mean, it's just been phenomenal. It's been so fun to watch this team play all season long, and it just feels like there's something special in the air in Newport this summer.
And that is Mike Basile, the Director of Media and Broadcast Operations for the Newport Gulls. I'm Quentin Pelzo. We do thank you for tuning in to this broadcast tonight on this Friday night. Thank you so much for making us part of your Friday evening. It should be a really good game of baseball, and we're hoping that the rain stays away. It is a little overcast, but this time of year it is always overcast this time of night here in Newport. But we are expecting some showers later on in the game. Hopefully we get through 5 innings and we can call it there.
Let's hope for obviously the full 9, but yeah, with the radar, looks like it could skim us, could miss us completely. That's what we're obviously hoping for. But with a muggy summer and honestly not much sun most of the summer thus far, getting a game in is a success usually.
It always is. We're getting ready for the national anthem, and right after that, we'll have first pitch for you from Cardines Field.
Before the performance of tonight's national anthem, I kindly ask you all to please join me in a moment of silence as we recognize great friends to the 1-2 Memorial Scholarship Fund, the Pivolee family, and the Senate, Senator Mary Ellen Goodwin, who we unfortunately lost earlier this year. Thank you. Now, to perform tonight's national anthem, award-winning singer, songwriter, and daughter of Governor Dan McKee, Kara McKee.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's lights gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was Kara McKee with the national anthem. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have first pitch from Cardines Field on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Ignite your athletes. Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the place. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the camera, but the drummer passion never rests. Freedom is our teacher under pressure, now we blessed. Yeah, it's one on, one shot, now the future is yours. Let's go.
And welcome back to Cardines Field as we are ready to go, or just about ready to go, as the umpires are exchanging lineup cards with the managers. Behind the plate will be Paul McKeon, and Matthew Keene will be at third. Janet Thomas will be at first base, as it is a beautiful night for baseball on a Friday evening in Newport. We got a packed house, as always. I mean, the crowd here always just shows out, and they're always here. Newport, the best team in the NECBL in terms of attendance. Newport and Martha's Vineyard have been going back and forth with attendance, but I think Newport, they pulled away a couple games ago, and I mean, you can see why. I mean, this field is just loaded with residents from Newport and tourists, of course. So we're just about ready to go, and the Gulls right now coming into this game, they have a record of 27-8-1. They have won 3 games in a row. And for the Keene Swamp Bats, they have lost 6 games in a row. They are 12-24 on the season. It's an overcast here in Newport. We are expecting a little bit of rain later on, but we should be able to get most if not all of this game underway as the players are just about ready to get on the field. And Mike, as we're getting ready for this game tonight, Gulls and the Swamp Bats, just what are you expecting to see in this game between two teams that are going in opposite directions?
Right, well, you said it earlier. What you'd expect to see is the Gulls win pretty handedly, but you play the game for a reason. So I think we're going to see a tight contest here. I think Keene's going to give the Gulls everything they have, and I think we're going to see a really good pitching duel here tonight. I'm excited to watch Sider as always, and the hometown kid on the other side of things. Let's see if he can get going a little bit. Pierce Clare from LaSalle College.
Yeah, and as you can see, there's Colton Freeman. He actually had a really good game last night, both at the dish and in the field. He had 2 outfield assists and almost had a third one. He threw a ball into home plate in the 6th inning, and Ryan Proto grabbed it on one hop, but the umpire said that Proto dropped it at home, and Colton Freeman could have easily had 3 outfield assists.
Yeah, Colton Freeman has been phenomenal of late. Another guy earlier that we touched on who really got things rolling along for this team. So this is a Gulls team that has played phenomenal of late, and it's 2 guys who have stepped up like this.
And there's a look at Freeman, and you can see Kevin Sider on the mound. So he is the right-hander from Quinnipiac, and Richwood, New Jersey. Stands at 6'1", 205, making his 7th start of the season. He is 5-1 with a 1.32 earned run average. He's got 40 strikeouts in 34 innings. He's got 40 strikeouts to 5 walks. Just an amazing strikeout to walk ratio. He's only given up 19 hits in those 34 innings. It's kind of bizarre that he's not starting the All-Star game, but his teammate Santosh Gautam has been slightly better, if you can believe that. Sider's last appearance came on July 14th, a week ago, here at Cardines Field. He has made all 6 of his starts and now 7 starts here at Cardines. He is the Friday night starter for the Newport Gulls, and for good reason. Against the Waves, last Friday he went 5 innings, gave up a run, 3 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And those 2 strikeouts were a season low for him. His career high, or his season high, is 9, and he's done that 3 times. He has gone 5 innings in each of his last 2 starts. Looking to go at least 5 here against the Keene Swamp Bats. And as we have said multiple times, the Swamp Bats come into this game and they are struggling. They have lost 6 games in a row, so Sider's looking to continue that trend and keep the Swamp Bats at bay as they come to bat here. Braden Horton will lead it off. He's followed by Blake DeLama-Lear. Devin Taylor, the all-star, he's batting 3rd. Garrett Rice in the cleanup spot. Jordan Smith batting 5th. Anthony Livermore in 6th spot. Then Greg Bozzo 7th. Evan Goforth is batting 8th. And then rounding out the Keene Swamp Bats lineup will be Christian Mercedes. He's at 2nd base. Kevin Sider is on the mound, and home plate umpires once again, Paul McKeon at home plate, Janet Thomas at 1st, and then Matthew Keene at 3rd.
How about this for a leadoff batter? Horton hitting .272, 5 homers, 4 doubles, got some pop in that bat. So of his 25 hits, 9 of them have gone for extra bases. He can kind of do it all, and as a leadoff batter, you want to get on base, right? But if you give your team a nice 1-0 lead, that doesn't usually hurt either. So a good leadoff man in Horton, and a quick start for this Keene team will be important because, Quentin, you gave me the stat earlier. This is not a team that plays well from behind.
No, they do not. They are 3-18 when other teams score first, so the Gulls will be looking to get back in the dugout very quickly as we are underway at Cardines Field, and Horton lifts one high in the air to right field, and is that gone? No, it is going to be foul and just barely, and it's going to be 1-1. If that was fair, that would have been way out of here.
Well, that was an absolute rip off the bat. Watching the replay here, he just turns on that perfectly and just got the bat head out a little ahead of it. You see Tyler Hare taking a look. He knew it was going foul. Take the jog over just to be safe, but Sider's not going to leave another one there against Horton.
No, he certainly is not, as Sider will deal a 1-1 now, and that one is lifted high in the air to left field, but this should be playable for Butler as he twirls around and makes the grab. 1 down. Defensively for the Newport Gulls, at third base will be Noah Smith. At shortstop will be Tyler Young. Second base is Luke Beckstein, and at first base will be Michael Anderson. Left to right in the outfield, Billy Butler, Colton Freeman, and Tyler Hare. Behind the plate is Jacob Burley, and then on the mound is Kevin Sider. This is a Gulls defense that is second in the league in fielding percentage. They have committed the second least amount of errors in the league, so a very good fielding team to go along with their number 1 offense and then number 1 pitching staff. You can see why they have a record of 27-8-1.
And I spoke to Kevin Sider after a game a couple weeks back, and his big point was, I'm not afraid to throw a pitch anywhere. I got a great defense behind me. And how confident are you as a pitcher? I mean, you're playing with the lead a ton with this Gulls team, and he's a head hero too. Let's see what he does.
That one is in the air to left field, and Butler's going to have to play it off the wall. Rounding first, heading for second is Delam Alir, and he will be in there safely with a stand-up double.
2 hard-hit balls, make it 3 if you count the foul ball as well. So the Swamp Bats must have had the scouting report here in 0-2. You don't usually see Sider leave a ball over that much of the plate, but that one stays right about belt high and pounded out to left center field, in for a double.
And Delam Alir, a 182 hitter. He did have 2 hits a couple days ago against Danbury in the 13-10 loss. But Delam Alir is on at second as Devin Taylor, the All-Star, grounds one to another All-Star in Luke Beckstein, and he throws out Taylor 2 down. Delam Alir will head into third. And speaking of Luke Beckstein, he did win the fan vote that became official last night when voting closed. And he will be the 6th representative for the Newport Gulls in the 2023 NECBL All-Star Game on Sunday. So congratulations to Luke Beckstein, the second baseman, who really has taken off since becoming that everyday second baseman for the Gulls.
Here's Garrett Rice. He's one of those interesting players, Q, where he can kind of do a little bit of everything. You'll see him on the mound a little bit here and there. He's thrown over 7 innings this season, and he's hitting .228, got some pop in the bat with 5 homers, hitting in the 4-hole. Productive out for Taylor, but now what you want your 3-hitter to do with a duck on the pond.
And he taps one up the right field line, and that's just foul. Just foul outside the first base bag, and it's 0-2. One thing that Sider is doing well, though, he is getting ahead of hitters early on in this game, and that's a positive sign. Even though he's given up some hard hit balls, at least he's making these hitters put it in play and not throwing around these pitchers.
Throwing strikes. He's throwing strikes, and that's all you can ask. I mean, like we said, that 0-2 pitch, you don't like that. Belt high, fastball. See what he goes to here, way ahead. See if we'll see something off speed from Sider. I'm surprised he's not in the windup as well.
0-2 to Rice is a little low. Count is now 1-2 to Rice. Rice batting .228 on the season with 5 home runs and 17 runs batted in. That is something that the Keene Swamp Bats do a lot. They hit a lot of home runs. They've hit 31. And that one is swung on and missed. Strike 3, got that fastball at 90 miles an hour, bearing in on Garrett Rice. So the Swamp Bats get a 1-out double, and they strand a runner at third. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Gulls coming to bat in a scoreless game at Cardines Field.
Ignite your athletes. Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. you put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
First thing, Bruce felt was quality, the consistency, knowing that when I take them out, they're going to be the same every time. And the second was to be able to see kids all over the country wearing the gloves that I designed. That's one of the coolest parts of this.
Welcome back to Cardines Field as we head to the bottom of the first. Quentin Pelzel, Mike Basile with you on this Friday evening. Kevin Sider with a scoreless top of the first, and the Newport Gulls will come to bat for the first time. They will lead it off with Luke Beckstein, and following Beckstein will be Michael Anderson. He had a big 2-run game-tying single in that game last night against the Sharks. Tyler Hare had the go-ahead 2-run home run in that game against the Sharks. Slade Alford batting fourth. He had a home run last night. Billy Butler will be in the home run derby. He's batting fifth. Colton Freeman in the sixth spot, followed by Jacob Burley. Tyler Young will be batting eighth. And then rounding out the Newport Gulls lineup will be Noah Smith out of Louisville. Here is Luke Beckstein leading it off against the left-hander. And it'll be Pierce Clare, excuse me. And the first pitch is going to be in there for a strike, 0-1.
Luke Beckstein got to be flying high right now. Found out this morning that he will be heading to Lynn on Sunday, and that's thanks to the great Gulls fans, isn't it, Quentin?
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. Also, the media team here for the Newport Gulls, they did a fantastic job of getting out those QR codes and pushing it out on social media. And just a really good moment for Luke Beckstein, who works extremely hard. He's here early every game, just like all the players are, but you can tell that he really wanted this, and it's just good to see him being able to take part and be with the league's best and compete against the league's best on Sunday. Pierce Clark, his next pitch is going to be outside. Count now 2-2. Clark not overpowering. He is the left-hander from LaSalle College. Local kid from Newport, Rhode Island. 2-2 is going to be low and outside. 3-2. He stands at 6 foot 175, making his first start of the season for the Keene Swamp Bats. Swamp Bats have been ravaged by injuries and players leaving, especially in the pitching staff department. And that pitch is outside, ball 4. So Luke Beckstein draws another walk. That is 15 now for Luke on the season. That leads the Gulls.
Just as many walks as strikeouts. I mean, that's pretty good, and that's what you want from your leadoff hitter, right? You see the whole arsenal from a pitcher that nobody in the league has seen, right? So Pierce Clare now showed it all off, and Mikey Anderson's up, who's been hot as well of late, and we talked about it, players stepping up. How about Mikey Anderson of late? He's been really good for this team. Seems like he's hitting the ball hard every at-bat he gets.
Yeah, Anderson has just been terrific for this team, and really since they put him in that 2 spot, he has really started to take off, and especially here at home, he has been great. He's batting .310 at home with a home run and 4 runs batted in. He's just been great in front of the Cardines faithful. Rising sophomore from the University of Rhode Island.
Freshman All-American.
Throw to first base, and they'll check in on Luke Beckstein. He's back in standing. Beckstein on the season has 4 stolen bases. Pitch is going to be a little high, and the count's now 2-0 on Michael Anderson.
Strike zone seems a little tight tonight on both sides. A couple pitches I know Sider wanted, who really did pound the zone in that first, but on this side the same way.
Clare's pitch, and that's outside, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Anderson. Back-to-back walks to lead off the bottom of the first. And now it'll be Tyler Hare.
Pitching coach already coming out here to have a chat with Clare, and it's not the first start he dreamed of here. Couple walks, and we talked about it, Quentin. Keene's so poor, to be honest, when they give the first run that this is a big situation here in only the bottom of the first.
Yeah, it really is, and I think Sean McKenna realizes this, so he went out there. He's trying to talk to his young lefty who is getting his first appearance in the NECBL, first appearance with the Keene Swamp Bats, and first summer ball experience, too. He has not pitched in summer ball in his career. He is a two-way player at LaSalle. Got in 58 at-bats this past year and batted .328, so he's a pretty darn good hitter with a home run and 6 RBIs, but he's on the mound, and for LaSalle, as Hare lifts one in the air to left field, it's going to hang up. Left fielder Livermore is there to make the grab. Tagging up, heading for third is Beckstein. The throw goes into third, and they got him. Wow. What a throw from the left fielder, Anthony Livermore, and Luke Beckstein out trying to go from second to third on a fly ball out. It's a double play, 2 down.
Well, the problem here for Beckstein was he went back and touched the bag after the ball was already caught. That extra half a second is the difference between being safe and out, and he might have been safe. He might have got that hand in a little early there, but when you get beat that far by the ball, it's tough to get the call.
Yeah, especially in a league like this, if that ball beats you 9 times out of 10, they're going to call you out regardless of what happens. And that was just a really nice throw from Livermore out there in left field. You got to tip your cap to him. So Claire gets a double play, an unconventional double play, but a double play nonetheless, as Slade Alford will dig in, and he has been red hot as he takes a strike 1-1.
Slade Alford talked to him before the game. I mean, you got to talk to the Bulldog brothers, we'll call them, huh? Colby Branch and Slade Alford. And those two grew up playing travel at a level just above and just below, age-wise, I should say. And now playing here together in Newport. And next thing you know, they're going to be Bulldogs next season. And Georgia could be a team to watch in the SEC with those two on the left side. How about that?
Yeah, especially with the way that Alfred's been playing. We'll see if he can carry that into the fall ball season, as that one is fouled away, and the count is 2-2. Colby Branch also has had a good season here in Newport in his first summer baseball experience after having just a stellar year for Baylor, being one of their best players, if not their best, as a true freshman. Not in the lineup tonight, getting the day off. Was playing last night. Tyler Young in at shortstop. 2-2 is going to be taken a little high. Count now 3-2 to Alford. Just to circle back on Pierce Clark, or Claire the lefty. He's pitched in 13 innings this past year for LaSalle. He struck out 13, and he only walked 4, but didn't get a ton of experience on the mound. And Keene right now, they're just trying to find someone to throw some innings because of how desperate they are to find some reliable arms, just because of so many injuries, so many pitch counts and shutdowns and players going back to school. And this time in the season, a lot of summer baseball teams are in their same spot, as Alford gets a pitch up in the zone and lifts one out into center field. Smith is there, and he makes the grab to end the inning. But the Gulls get 2 walks in the inning, but nothing comes of it. We'll lay to the top of the second. No score at Cardines.
I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the place. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the camera, but the drummer passion never rests. Freedom is our teacher under pressure, now we blessed. Yeah, it's one on, one shot, now the future is yours. Let's go.
I'm Becky Gibble, and this is Simply Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, or stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
At Bank Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community.
I absolutely love to volunteer. I try to do it as often as I can. I'm involved in the Bristol Rotary, in the East Bay Chamber. Bank Newport gives me the time to participate in these organizations.
I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
I'm in for giving back to Rhode Islanders. I'm in for helping organizations in my community thrive.
Back in Newport, Rhode Island, Cardines Field. We'll head to the top of the second inning. First pitch from Sider is ripped into center field for a base hit. That's Jordan Smith. So the Keene Swamp Bats, they're coming out and they're being extremely aggressive against Kevin Sider, who is a terrific strikeout pitcher, not wanting to get deep into the counts, getting against that breaking ball, against that changeup. They're just opting to go with that first pitch fastball.
I would jump on it too, right? You don't want to get behind like they did in the first inning. That's got to be the talking point now. Hop on the first pitch. That's usually the best pitch you're going to see. You're throwing, how often would you say you see fastball first pitch? 75, 80% of the time?
Yeah, just about.
Hop on that and try and drive it right back where it came from, exactly like Jordan Smith did. That's a great piece of hitting, small ball.
Yeah, dropping down the bunt is Livermore. Smith sniffs it out, throws on the run. Nice play by Noah Smith, the third baseman. Successful sacrifice, though, for the Swamp Bats as Livermore gets Smith into second base on the sac bunt.
Really good play from Noah Smith. A perfect sac bunt, too, right down the line. You said it, Quentin. Smith sniffed it out, make the play, throw over to first. No problem at all. One away in the inning, but duck on the pond again. Didn't go well for either team in the first inning who had runners in scoring position. Let's see if the Swamp Bats can change that and jump out in front here.
And I'll tell you what, the Swamp Bats, they're coming in with a record of 12-24, but they're playing like a team that is determined. And there goes Smith for third. Throw to third is not in time. So Jordan Smith swipes third. And now there is one out with the Swamp Bats. Their first run is 90 feet away. I was saying before that stolen base happened, they're 12-24, but they're playing like a team that is much better than 12-24. And I think the Newport Gulls, 27-8-1, they're the best team in the NECBL. They're going to get a lot of teams' best, no matter how good they are.
That's what I talked to Slade Alford and Colby Branch about. I mean, you know you're not going to get a team on their day off. They're not going to come to Cardines Field especially and not give their best effort. I mean, every night, night in and night out, the Gulls are getting the best. And when it comes to playoff time, that's going to be important for the Gulls to have played every team at the tip-top of their game.
And that one is lined into center field. That'll be a base hit for Greg Bozzo. And Smith comes home to score. It is 1-0 Swamp Bats here in the top of the second.
Couple good pieces right back up the middle, Quentin. That's a great one. Tyler Young playing in, even if he was at normal depth at short, I think that's still a hit right back up the middle. But a good start to this game for the Swamp Bats. 3 hits in 1 1/3. And let's see if Sider could settle down a little bit. Not used to getting hit around too often.
No, that fastball is getting ripped, though, as we see the replay here. Just a great piece of hitting by Bozzo, right up the middle into center field. That's exactly how they teach it. And Jacob Burley went out to the mound to talk with Sider, give him a little bit of a breather, as the Swamp Bats have just been jumping all over these pitches from Sider. Batter now is Evan Goforth, third baseman for the Swamp Bats, right-handed hitter, and the first pitch is going to be in there for a strike, 0-1, a breaking ball. Bozzo is on at first base. Goforth, a 175 hitter, as that pitch is inside, and the count now is even at 1. Swamp Bats' second worst batting average in the NECBL, batting .217.
Right now they're hitting quite well, though, Quentin. As we talked about, 3 hits through the first 7.5 batters in the lineup. Let's go forth still at the plate here. But, I mean, this is a team that we talked about struggled, lost on a nice little losing streak here. At some point, something's got to give, right? And if the Bats get going, tough team. You got the feel-good story of the pitcher coming to Newport at home and getting out of a tough first inning. First and second no out, let's not forget. Now they're back with the lead, and Claire's going to go out with the lead for the first time this season.
Yeah, and it looks like Sider just trying to struggling, trying to throw that pitch for a strike now. Goforth trying to keep the line going. Swamp Bats are on their game tonight with the sacrifice bunt and ripping some balls in that first inning, too. The 2-2 is going to be in there. Strike 3 called. Took it at the knees, so Goforth down looking. And that's the second out. That's more like the Kevin Sider that we know, perfectly placed on that outer part of the plate.
Nothing feels better than a backwards K as a pitcher. I mean, I wouldn't know personally, but at least watching, it's got to feel a lot better to get that backwards, doesn't it, Quentin?
I mean, it looks like in your heyday, you probably could have punched 9 or 10 guys out routinely.
Through the whole season we're talking, right? Through the full season.
Yeah, exactly. And pickoff play to first, and the first base umpire, Janet Thomas, says he's back in safely. I think the throw definitely beat him, but Bozzo slid under the tag of Michael Anderson.
Really close play there at first. Bang, bang. As they all say, tie goes to the runner over at first base.
Another throw to first, and Bozzo back in safely. So that's 2 plays now over at first base where Bozzo is struggling to get back in, but he did that. Swamp Bats with 30 stolen bases on the season. Bozzo actually has none of them. The pitch, and it's going to be a little high. Counts 1-0 to Christian Mercedes.
Doesn't have a hit on the season. Sorry to cut you off, Q. He's only played in 3 games, though, 8 at-bats. Been on base 3 times. Southern New Hampshire University.
Another pickoff play. And he's back in safely. Mercedes actually has some NECBL experience in the past. Last year, played for the Winnipesaukee Muskrats and hit .293 with 5 home runs and 12 runs batted in. So had a really good season for the Muskrats, who are no longer in the league.
And a thought of mine, when a pitcher throws over that many times, especially at a guy who's not a real threat to steal, are you lacking a little confidence, would you think, in your arsenal early in this game?
Yeah, maybe just trying to get 1 or 2 more breaths before you have to give it your all and throw it to home plate. I mean, I think he also knows that he's almost gotten Bozzo a couple times. Maybe he can get away with one again. Throw it over to first base.
Take the easy out, right?
Exactly.
If you can get it.
2-1 to Mercedes. Slide step from Sider, and it's in there for a strike, 2-2.
90 on the gun on that outside corner. That's a tough pitch to hit. Slide step 2, throwing 90. That's pretty impressive from Sider. The Quinnipiac kid has thrown a ton of innings over there, 190 plus, and has been a real solid piece for them.
Here goes Bozzo as that pitch is fouled away off to the right side. Yeah, and Sider, he's thrown a lot of pitches in his time at Quinnipiac, and he's thrown a lot of innings here for Newport. I mean, every time he goes out there, he's making his 7th start of the season. He goes at least 5, and most of the time he goes 6.
Yeah, Sider is a rock for this Gulls team.
2-2, and it's going to be a little high. 3-2. Sider almost walking to the dugout, and he thought he could have sworn that was strike 3.
Beckstein and Young were following off too. I mean, that is as close gets. Might have been a little up in my eyes, but Sider seemed to really like that pitch.
So Paul McKeon saying 3-2. The runner will be off from first base. That is Greg Bozzo, who reached an RBI single in the earlier this inning, and that one swung on and missed strike 3. So that is strike 3, and the inning comes to an end. Keene Swamp Bats, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Middle of the second at Cardines, it is 1-0. Swamp Bats lead.
PACE is a health plan that lets mom live at home and gives her the care and support she has to have. PACE has been a real lifesaver for her and for me.
Contact PACE, the statewide health plan for aging well at home.
Bank Newport is uniquely invested in providing great technology, but behind that technology, there's a smiling Bank Newport employee there to help you. I'm in for our customers and the communities we serve.
Welcome back to Cardines Field as we head to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Swamp Bats. They scored a run in the top of the second on a Greg Bozzo RBI single. And the Swamp Bats strike first against the Newport Gulls. It'll be Billy Butler, Colton Freeman, and Jacob Burley due up for the Gulls. Quentin Pelzel and Mike Basile with you on this Friday evening. First pitch from Pierce Clare is ripped into the gap in left field. On the run is Livermore. It's off of his glove, and it's going to go all the way to the fence. Rounding first, heading for second is Butler. He's in there with a stand-up double. So a good start for the Gulls here in the second.
Billy Butler hops on the first pitch of the inning and absolutely obliterates it to left center field. Livermore with a great effort out there, knocked his glove off going to make the play. Just a hair over his head. And Butler's on with a leadoff double, trying to tie things up pretty quickly are the goalies.
Just a perfect swing by Butler, as you can see. I think it tipped off his glove or maybe just went over his head in all. Either way, he's in at second with a double. Here's Colton Freeman. Got the start last night. He had a really good game in the field and at the dish. Freeman was on base 3 times in that game against Martha's Vineyard. That pitch high and outside, and the count 1-0. And Freeman here at home he's been very good, one of the Gulls' best players. Has a .292 average here at Cardines with no home runs, 2 RBIs. On base percentage of .469. And that one is ripped the other way to right field. On the run is Taylor, and he's going to play it off the fence. Butler will stop at third, and Freeman will also stop at first. So a long single for Freeman. Runners at the corners now with nobody out.
Only at Cardines is that a single. Off the wall single to right field. Nice little piece of hitting by Colton Freeman, sending that the other way. And now the newest Wake Forest player steps up to the plate. And for Jake Burley, that's got to be an incredible honor to go to a school that was ranked #1 for a lot of this season.
And there goes Freeman. Throw goes to second, is not in time. It went all the way through, so no runners at the corners play, no nothing, just a straight steal. And Colton Freeman is in at second base, so a good opportunity here for the Gulls, trying to get that run back that the Swamp Bats did in the top of the second.
Not sure everyone was on the same page there for the Swamp Bats as Claire nearly got drilled as he had to get out of the way of that ball coming across.
2 stolen bases now in the season for Freeman as Burley swings and misses 1-1. And to go back to that point that Burley is going to be going to Wake Forest, he was dead set on going to Johns Hopkins about a few days ago. And it all just transpired in a matter of about 24 hours. He got a call and was like, all right, yeah, I'll go to Wake Forest.
It's kind of tough to turn that down, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go to one of the best baseball schools in the country?
I mean, it's phenomenal, and for him, who's been such a workhorse for Brown, such a great catcher behind the plate, such a great hitter as well, Quentin. I mean, it's got to be an honor for him and his family to go watch him play at Wake Forest. I mean, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, really nice spot as well there. Yeah. Beautiful campus.
And all the pitchers love throwing to Burley as well. 2-2 from Claire, and it's going to be outside, 3-2. The catcher, Bozzo, trying to pull that one in, trying to frame it, but it will be 3-2 on deck, Tyler Young.
And let's not forget that Jacob Burley overall is just a great team guy, right? Everybody seems to love him, and that's how it's been from the start.
That one is hit the other way, foul. And we'll do it again. Yeah, he's always the one cracking jokes, always the one that everyone kind of just, conforms around and goes to, always talking it up and always laughing and making his teammates laugh too.
And that gets overlooked in the grand scheme of things, doesn't it? I mean, you want a kid like this to play for your team, and that's what it comes down to.
3-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. And Burley down swinging a huge strikeout for Claire. First one of the night for him.
Now we'll face Tyler Young, who's ready to go from Lehigh University. I know we talk about it quite a bit, but had the privilege of watching him play at Holy Cross, and he had a phenomenal game against the Crusaders on the road. Made some great plays in the field, backhand, good arm over at short, and had a really good day at the dish as well. So this is a guy who's always dangerous, and he's got 2 ducks on the pond.
And Tyler Young looking to double his RBI total. just in this one at-bat. He's got 1 RBI in the season. Very good defensive shortstop for the Gulls, looking to get it going offensively. Here's the 1-0, a little low, and it goes all the way to the backstop. Here comes Butler as Bazo can't find it. Butler will slide in safely. Score is now 1-1 as the Gulls score on a wild pitch.
They'll take it any way they can get it. And if you play hockey, you know where that one beat them. 5-hole, right through the wickets and gets through and all the way to the backstop. And usually it's a friendly bounce for catchers here, but that one got away so far down the line that it nearly came back up that third base line, so no chance for Bazo to turn around and tag out Billy Butler, who doesn't have the most speed necessarily coming down that line.
Yeah, and Butler just read it really well, and he bolted right as that ball hit the dirt. That one is outside, and the count's 2-0 to Tyler Young from Lehigh. Getting a start at shortstop tonight for the Gulls. 3-0, swung on, missed, had the green light, and Claire went 3-0 breaking ball on Tyler Young. 3-1 here, bottom of the second. Gulls tying things up, trying to take the lead here. That one is going to be high and outside, ball 4, and Tyler Young will work the walk. 5th walk of the season for Young, and now it's number 9 hitter, Noah Smith.
3rd walk of the day, 2 for the Gulls. And the way they've been hitting, 9 runs yesterday, double digits in both games against Upper Valley in that doubleheader. And the struggle on the mound from Claire has been the accuracy early, and when he's given up his hits, it's usually because he's been behind. I know Butler hopped on that first pitch, but in that first inning, the hard hit balls came but the biggest problem here has been the control.
Yeah, and that's always the problem for pitchers who are young and who get into trouble. They always tend to fall behind these hitters, and you can get yourself into some really bad spots if you do not throw strikes. And right now, Claire is finding that out the hard way, as the Gulls are very patient at the plate. They're not going to really go fishing outside the strike zone. And if you're Claire, you got to throw it at least in the strike zone. I know these Gulls hitters are very good, but you got to at least make these pitches look tempting to swing at.
Got a good look at Coach Frank Holbrook, who will be managing that All-Star game. So a lot of Gulls will be represented in Lynn on Sunday. A really exciting day for Newport and the league as a whole. I mean, just an awesome event. Billy Butler participating in the home run contest as well. You had a fun chat with him, I saw. Just a character, a really good guy on this team as well.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Burley being, jovial, and all the teammates love him. Billy Butler, another one of those guys, too.
I mean, you go up and down the line,
exactly.
right? Colton Freeman as well. Luke Beckstein, how about that? I mean, and we talked about the camaraderie.
That one fouled away.
Of this team as well, Quentin. And it starts with guys like Jacob Burley, Billy Butler, Colton Freeman, and even Noah Smith as well. I mean, this is a guy that you see a group around him, right? Making the guys laugh, having a chat with everybody, and that takes the pressure off a little bit and have a fun time. At the end of the day, these guys are playing summer baseball and playing at some of the best schools in the country.
Yeah, and they're just having the time of their lives. There's a reason why the Gulls had 10 or 11 players return from last year's roster. That one is low, and it's 1-2. Players love it here. That's one of the questions that I always like to ask these players, why you came back, why you wanted to be playing for the Gulls for another summer, and they just always say that they love it here in Newport. They love playing in front of the fans and love the guys, because a lot of the guys that they had last year are back, and obviously a lot of success here in Newport. 1-2 is going to be hit. One hopper to the shortstop, could be 2. Livermore to second, on to first. Not quite in time. Noah Smith beats it out, and that means another run for the Newport Gulls. They take their first lead of the night on the RBI fielder's choice by Noah Smith. Colton Freeman scores. It's 2-1.
Had to hustle that one out. That looked like a tailor-made double play ball, didn't it, Quentin? Right to the shortstop, quickly on to second, but Noah Smith giving it his all, flying down that line, able to get the RBI and give the Gulls their first lead of the night.
Yeah, and speed kills, and Smith was able to beat that out. For Smith, that is going to be RBI number 7 on the season. Back to the top of the lineup, and Luke Beckstein. There goes Smith, fouled away. And the count is 1-1. Smith going on that pitch, trying to get his 4th stolen base of the season.
Both teams have been aggressive on the base paths early. And Quentin, going back to what you talked about with all the returners, I mean, about the management here too, right? Whether it starts with the manager, Frank Holbrook, who everyone loves here, Chuck Pava, Chris Patsos, Mike Falcone. I mean, this management group here in Newport does a phenomenal job of treating these players with everything they could ask for, and it's just shown.
That one popped foul. That's going to go out of play off to the right side. It's 1-2. Just seems like they all just like being around each other. They love baseball, and it's really fun to see a summer baseball team, especially because normally this time of year, a lot of players kind of like, yeah, no, it's a good season, but I want to go home for a couple weeks before going back. But there's really no sense of that here for the Gulls. That one fouled away.
And let's remember, Quentin, I mean, this is their summer, right? They're committing to baseball almost year-round, if not year-round, period. And that's where you have to have a lot of respect for these players. I mean, looking on the on-deck circle, right? Mikey Anderson, a freshman All-American. He could have said, I'll take the summer off. I'm an All-American, right? Nope, he's here. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. Sam Kulasingham, who was here before he got drafted. All-American, 100 hits back-to-back year. Loves the game, kept playing. Toronto Blue Jays got a steal in the 17th round.
Yeah, for sure. When Kulasingham, as that one is going to be low and outside, 3-2. Michael Anderson on deck, speaking of Anderson. Luke Beckstein from Northeastern University. And Smith with a huge lead at first. He'll be going on the pitch. And that one is going to be lifted in the air to shallow left. On comes Livermore, still coming in, and he makes the grab. And that'll do it for the Gulls here in the bottom of the second, but not before they scored 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 left. Led to the third, 2-1 here at Cardines.
I'm Becky Gibble, and this is Simply Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, or stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community.
I absolutely love to volunteer. I try to do it as often as I can. I'm involved in the Bristol Rotary, in the East Bay Chamber. Bank Newport gives me the time to participate in these organizations.
I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
I'm in for giving back to Rhode Islanders. I'm in for helping organizations in my community thrive.
Welcome back to Cardines Field. We get to the top of the third inning. Quentin Pelzel, Mike Basile with you. As the Keene Swamp Bats come to bat, it'll be Braden Horton, and he swings to the first pitch. Grounds one off to the right side. Sliding is Beckstein, and he throws to the pitcher covering, and Kevin Sider. Nice play by Luke Beckstein, 1 down.
That's a really good communication play all around there. I preach communication to everybody, right, Quentin? That's my biggest thing. And let's watch here. Mikey Anderson wanted the ball, couldn't get there, not going to get there in time. Sider says, I'm here, gets over and makes the play. That is phenomenal work by the Gulls. Great play by the newest All-Star, Luke Beckstein. Congratulations once again to him.
Yeah, and he has been, as good as he has been at the plate, he's been terrific in the field, too. Made a play yesterday in last night's game in the late innings where he was ranging in the hole, kind of like he did there, and he threw it to first base to get a key out in that 9th inning with the Martha's Vineyard Sharks really threatening. As there is a car beyond center field. I believe the lights were on, and messing with the hitter's view, so they're just waiting on that car getting moved out, which it has. 1-0 is going to be outside, 2-0. Blake Delamalier is the batter. He ripped a double into left center field his first time up. Sider out of the windup, 2-0, fouled away, 2-1 now is the count. 90 on that fastball from Sider. That's about what he gets up to. We've also seen him get to the low 90s, but he'll sit in that 90, 91 range.
One of my favorite things about the fans here, it's the excitement of when a ball goes out of play. What's it going to hit and where? And there's another one, Quentin.
Yeah,
that one's got roof written all over it.
And then, of course, you got the sound effects here at Cardines to add to it. But everyone always looks over the ledge and see if it hits something out in the road or right by the fire department. It'll be a 2-2 to Delamalier. And that one is going to be on the corner. Strike 3 called. Delamalier knew it, and there's 2 down.
Kevin Sider seems to be locked in the top of the third here. And that's what I love about Sider. He's so cool, calm, collected, down to earth. Look at this pitch, a little two-seam action right back. Nips the outside corner.
I would say that's probably one of his favorite pitches, that fastball that starts away to the right-hand hitter and then tails back in and barely nips that corner. As there's a breaking ball from Sider that's in there for a strike, 0-1. Here's Devin Taylor, who is on quite a hot streak right now. 8-game hitting streak, and his 3 of the last 4 games have been multi-hits. He's got that average up over 300.
Kevin Sider will start you off with 76 outside corner. Then comes low inside corner with 89, right? What do you go to here?
0-2. Goes with that slider, and he gets him swinging up over the top of it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Devin Taylor. 3rd strikeout for Sider. Middle of the 3rd here at Cardines. It is the Gulls 2 and the Swamp Bats 1 on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Ignite your athletes. Empower. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
First thing, Bruce felt was quality, the consistency, knowing that when I take them out, they're going to be the same every time. And the second was to be able to see kids all over the country wearing the gloves that I designed. That's one of the coolest parts of this.
Welcome back to Cardines Field as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Gulls coming to bat, up 2-1 against the Swamp Bats, and Michael Anderson swings at the first pitch and fouls it off, 0-1. Quentin Pelzel, Mike Basile with you on this Friday evening. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this broadcast, letting us spend this Friday evening with you as Pierce Clare is still on the mound for his 3rd inning, and it's 1-1 as that curveball sits a little high. Anderson reached on a walk in his first at-bat. The 1-1 is going to be a little high, 2-1.
Anderson worked a good at-bat to start the game. And remember, the Gulls had 1st and 2nd no out to start. It was a double play from Hare, an unconventional one. The old 7-5 double play, Quentin. You see it all the time, right?
Yeah, every single game you see that. As Anderson has done a little bit of everything for the Gulls this year. We've seen him on the mound for 2 games. He even registered a save first week of the season. His pitching has been sporadic on the mound, but what was that? I think that is catcher's interference maybe. But I don't think Michael Anderson swung the bat. And the umpires are going to get together. Let's take a look at the replay here. And that looked like it hit him. Yeah, that hit him. Hit him right in the elbow. And I think the manager for the Keene Swamp Bats, Sean McKenna, going out there thinking that Anderson didn't try to get out of the way. And you do have to make at least some sort of effort to get out of the way of the pitch. And you certainly cannot lean into it. And maybe McKenna was thinking that Anderson leaned into it.
Well, off-speed pitch to a righty, right? Coming in on the hands. He thinks he wants to swing, and he holds back last second, and it hits him. It happens. I think that's normal. I think was the argument officially that it didn't, originally I should say, that it didn't hit him at all? Was that the original argument, or was that he leaned in? I don't know.
And they're going to leave him at first base, and McKenna is hot right now. So Michael Anderson is on at first base with for the second time tonight. And McKenna really wants an explanation from the home plate umpire, Paul McKeon. There's a look at Matt Keene, too, the third base umpire. He wants to make sure that McKenna stays calm, but it will be a leadoff man on for the Gulls with the heart of the order coming up. And I think Anderson is also one of those batters, too, that wears that protective guard on his left elbow. You got a slow breaking ball coming in, and maybe you're thinking in the back of your mind, if I can get on base and, stick my elbow out, it's not going to hurt, and I get a free base for it, and I think that's what McKenna's talking about.
2 strikes also, right? I mean, I personally think the way it looked to me was Anderson wanted to swing the bat there, and it kept breaking in and in and in on him. Next thing you know, he wore it.
Well, whatever it was, he's on at first base, and the batter now will be Tyler Hare. Hare, Alford, and Butler now due up after Anderson reaches first base. And Tyler Hare batting .293. He's got 7 home runs on the season. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be low and inside. The count now 1-0. Slow breaker from Claire.
68 miles an hour on the TrackMan here.
Pitch is going to be fouled away, and that one coming in right around 80 miles an hour. 1-1 to Tyler Hare, who had the big go-ahead 2-run home run last night, and that clutch come from behind victory for the Gulls, getting them their 3rd straight win, and the 2nd time over in the Vineyard the Gulls have come back from down by 3 runs or more in the 8th inning or later. A couple weeks ago, first time going to the Vineyard, they were down by 3 runs. They scored 9 runs in the 8th and 9th inning combined. As that one is hit high in the air to right center field. Forget that one. That is way out of here into the deepest part of the ballpark. And for Tyler Hare, he is on some sort of hot streak right now. 8 home runs on the season for the Newport Gulls outfielder, and it's now 4-1 Gulls.
Just a moonshot from Tyler Hare, who has been red hot for the Gulls. It just seems like every time he's up to the plate, that ball is going to end up in a different stratosphere. An absolute moonshot, and the Gulls take a 4-1 lead.
Just absolutely crushed it, and I would love to see the stats on that one. I mean, into the deepest part of the ballpark. 23 RBIs now for Hare, 8 home runs. That's 3 straight games with a home run for Tyler Hare. And that pitch is going to be inside to Slade Alford. 1 ball and no strikes. And Alford, speaking of home runs, he's had 3 home runs in the last 5 games that he's played in, including a home run last night. Here's the pitch, and that one's a little high. The count is 2-0 to Alford. Three home runs, 18 runs batted in, batting .287 on the season. Right-handed hitter going to the University of Georgia, swings at the pitch and fouls it away. And it's 2-1. Still nobody out after that 2-run shot by Hare.
These Hare home runs, too, especially the last 3, have been absolute no-doubters.
Yes.
I mean, these are home runs that are clearing that fence by 40 feet minimum.
Yeah, it makes it easy if you're an announcer. All you have to see it is just come off the bat, and you know that is out of here, especially with the way that Tyler Hare swings the bat. And he does that bat flip. He just stares at it for a couple seconds. He knows it's out of here. 3-1. Swings over the top of a changeup. Now it's 3-2.
Nothing sounds better than the crack of a wood bat. I mean, just that ball. You could hear. All you had to do was listen. You could have closed your eyes, and you could have probably said that ball is probably a mile and a half over the fence.
Exactly, and that one is still in the air. 3-2. It's going to be inside ball 4. Slade Alford reaches base. 5th walk of the season for him. Doesn't draw a lot of walks, but he's on there, and it looks like it'll be the end of the line for Pierce Clare as the manager, Sean McKenna, is walking to the mound. As Billy Butler will step to the plate, and we will have a new pitcher. Looks like a right-hander for the Swamp Bats. We will step aside, take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the stats and the info on him, and then the rest of this bottom of the third. Don't go anywhere. It is 4-1 Gulls in the middle of the third.
Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, or stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
At Bank Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community.
I absolutely love to volunteer. I try to do it as often as I can. I'm involved in the Bristol Rotary, in the East Bay Chamber. Bank Newport gives me the time to participate in these organizations.
I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
I'm in for giving back to Rhode Islanders. I'm in for helping organizations in my community thrive.
Back at Cardines Field as the bottom of the third inning continues. Already 2 runs home for the Gulls. A runner at first base. That is Slade Alford. And the Swamp Bats will go to the bullpen for the first time tonight. Quinton Pelzel, Mike Basile with you. As Adam Marsh, the right-hander, will take over on the mound. So they'll go from one LaSalle pitcher to another. Pierce Clare, the lefty, gives way to Adam Marsh. Stands at 5'11", 175. Has a 2.45 earned run average. He's had 3 strikeouts in 3 2/3. Pitching now in his 3rd game for the Swamp Bats. And he's another local kid from West Warwick, Rhode Island. Billy Butler, the batter, and the pitch is going to be in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1 as Butler swings over the top of it. Butler led off the 2nd inning with a double and came around to score on a wild pitch.
Butler scored the first run of the game for the Gulls. Scored 3 since and didn't like that strike call, did he?
No, that one puts him down in the count 0-2. Butler, he's on a 3-game hitting streak right now. He's hit in 4 of his last 5. Went 1 for 2 yesterday. 2 home runs, 13 RBIs on the season as that one is sprayed the other way, foul. And Butler stays alive. Butler getting an appearance in his 25th game of the season. As we are winding down, a couple more weeks to go. Gulls a couple nights ago clinching a playoff spot. So even if they lose out the rest of the way, which is not a likely possibility, they will still clinch a playoff spot no matter what happens. But it is trending in the right direction for the Gulls, who currently have the #1 overall seed in the NECBL and will play the 8 seed And that one fouled away again, 1-2.
Gulls hitters don't go away easy, and that's why the on-base percentage of this team, the average is so good. Put the ball in play, you got a chance. Even if it's a weak dribbler down the line, beat it out. I mean, you see this team finds ways to get on base, and then they get the big hits. It's just how it's been all season long.
Tied for first in the NECBL in batting average, batting .256. And that one fouled away, 1-2. Gulls also with one of the top OPSs in the league. They don't hit that many home runs. They really don't. They're not a big power hitting team, but they'll make contact. They put the ball in play, like you said, Mike. And more often than not, when you put the ball in play, good things will happen.
Cardines isn't the most hitter-friendly field, is it?
1-2 is going to be another foul. That goes down the right field line. Well, if you can get it up over that 30-foot fence that goes all the way around the outfield, then I guess you'll have an okay time, but the trick is just getting it up and getting that loft. The dimensions are pretty favorable, especially out in center field. 360 into straightaway center. Normally, that's more of a dimension that you see 390, close to 400 in most ballparks. As that one is hit high in the air to deep left center field, and that ball is going to be off the wall. Rounding second, heading for third is Alford. He's in there, and sliding in with another double is Butler, his second of the night. And there's runners now at second and third with nobody out.
The Gulls are smashing the ball around. 5 hits on the night now, and Colton Freeman's up second and third. Billy Butler spanks this one to left center field. Real good piece of hitting off the CSA sign in left center field, and the Gulls are in business in the third.
So Butler is on board yet again as Adam Marsh gives up a double to the first guy he faces out of the bullpen. That runner at third is still going to be charged to Pierce Clare if he comes around to score. Corners are in as Colton Freeman steps to the plate, and he takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Marsh got ahead of Butler, and Butler fouled off a few really good pitches from Marsh before he finally got that offering from Marsh where he ripped the double. That one is going to be outside, 1-1. Freeman singled and scored in the second.
Second and third, no out. I could really break this game open, Newport. Even if you get it to 6, just scoring the 2 runs you should. I mean, that puts Keene in a really tough spot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does, as that one is high, and it's 2-1. You really don't want to bring your infield in, or at least the corners in, this early in the game, but it just shows how desperate the Keene Swamp-Bats are to limit the Gulls offensively, because they don't have too much offense themselves, especially with Sider on the mound. 2-1 is ripped the other way, foul, and it's 2-2. Freeman from Dartmouth College. Bat has come alive over the past week or so, just like it has for basically everyone on this Gulls team. It just seems like they're putting up runs at just an insane clip. They have 42 runs over their last 5 games, averaging almost over 9 runs a game.
That doubleheader against Upper, I mean, they really mashed the ball, got on base quite a bit, and that's really what got Slade Alford going. That doubleheader there was a phenomenal outing for him. 2 really good performances, and then at the Vineyard yesterday, he hits another one out, and just a pleasure to talk to.
Pitch is fouled away right back here. Had us flinching, especially Mike.
Had us flinching. I appreciate that because you didn't move.
No, I did not move. I gave us the benefit of the doubt. This is game, what is this? Game number 37 for me, so I'm pretty used to it. 2-2, and that's another foul. Man, these Gulls hitters are not going down without a fight. Marsh is doing a good job, and Clare, for the most part, he got ahead of these hitters. He did walk 3, but he had a lot of 2-strike counts, and there were a lot of times where the Gulls would just foul pitches off and not strike out. Freeman doing the same thing here. Here's the 2-2, and that's reached for, slapped the other way to the right side. Second baseman Mercedes has it, throws on to first to get the out, and a run comes home to score, an RBI ground out for Freeman. It's now 5-1.
Reaching for it, going the other way. Mercedes with a good play. Moving right to left, throwing on to first to take the shore out. Gulls take a 5-1 lead now on the RBI groundout.
Really productive out for Freeman, as pulling into third base is Butler, still with just one out. And the first pitch to Burley is fouled away.
Gonna need a couple cases of baseball. Should probably tell Mike Falcone that, as we are scattering balls left and right here.
Hopefully he's got some down in the warehouse. 0-1. And that one is in there for a strike, and it's 0-2 to Jacob Burley. Burley struck out in the second inning with 2 runners on base. Still only the bottom of the third. 3 runs have scored already, and that one grounded to the shortstop. That's going to be another run for the Gulls as Livermore throws over to first. So the Gulls, situational hitting coming in clutch. 4th run of the third inning, and it's now 6-1.
Now see what they can get going with 2 outs and Tyler Young up to the dish, but really good piece of hitting here from Burley. Just put the ball in play, get that 6th run across, and that's exactly what the Gulls did.
So bases are empty now, 6-1 Gulls. 2 outs, bottom of the third, and here is Tyler Young. Young walked back in the second, as that one is going to be low, 1-0. Just another game where the Gulls are putting up a ton of runs early. They scored 23 runs against Upper Valley in 14 innings a couple days ago, as that one is high and outside, 2-0. I mean, the way that this team is playing, they're better than what they were at the beginning of the year with all the players that have left.
That next man up mentality we talk about, it's been so true through and through for this Gulls team.
Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Doesn't matter who's in the lineup any given day. I mean, someone's going to step up and be the hero, it seems. Who's it been lately? Tyler Hare and Slade Alford. Who could it be tomorrow? Mikey Anderson, Tyler Young, Noah Smith maybe. It doesn't matter.
2-1 the other way, 2-2. Yeah, you really never know with this team who will come through. And it just seems like whoever is in that position, everyone in the dugout very confident that that player will come through and will be clutch. Marsh looking to put this inning to bed. 2-2 is swung on, chopped slowly, right side. Here comes Mercedes, gloves it, throws, not in time. It was actually bobbled by the first baseman, Horton. Throw might have beat him, but either way, Young is at first base. That'll be a single for Tyler Young.
That's a really tough play for Mercedes. Young flying out of the box, knows he's got a chance to beat this ball out. Does he? If the throw is on time, it's a bang-bang play, but it will go down as a hit.
Now the batter is Noah Smith, the number 9 hitter and the 8th batter of the inning for the Gulls. Marsh comes set, slide step, the pitch in the dirt. 1-0, Smith had an RBI fielder's choice back in the second inning. There's a home run on the season. 6'1", 195 from Fort Worth, Texas. Throw to first base, kind of a half-hearted attempt there. And Young dives back in. Playing in his 20th game of the season is Noah Smith. Went 2 for 2 with 2 walks a couple days ago in Game 2, the doubleheader against Upper Valley. Got that average up to 231. 2-0. Low, 3-0.
It's tough for us to see here, Quentin, but you got to wonder if there's activity in that bullpen right now. You got to think yes, as Marsh has got 2 outs, yes, but he's really struggled to find the zone, and he's worked hard to get these outs.
Here's the pitch, and it's taken at the knees for a strike, 3-1. Yeah, you kind of knew what the situation was for the Swamp Bats. Throwing Pierce Clare, getting his first start of the season here in Cardines. There goes the runner. Throw is going to be not made as Tyler Young swipes second base. Actually, it was a walk. So Smith will head down to first. Young is in at second, does not get credit for the stolen base. So runners at second and first now with 2 outs. 9th hitter of the inning, it'll be Luke Beckstein.
3rd mound visit of the inning here, as the Swamp Bats pitching has really struggled against this red-hot Gulls offense. You talked about it. 9 runs last game, 13-10 the 2 prior to that, and on track for another big day at the plate are the Gulls. And with just 1 game before the All-Star break, quote unquote, a day off on a Monday, is a break in the NECBL though. So the goalie's looking to keep firing on all cylinders headed to the break with Ocean State tomorrow, the rivalry of Rhode Island.
Yeah, that should be a good one. Double steal, and there's going to be no throw as it's in the dirt. So Young does get that stolen base. Smith in at second. They were all in on it together as the Gulls staying aggressive. They do not do a lot of base running. These are 2 of the teams in the NECBL that do not run. Bottom 2 in stolen bases. Swamp Bats with 30 and the Gulls with 31 coming into tonight's game.
And you just have to see the game, feel the game to know that you're going to be able to take some bases tonight. I mean, we talked about it. The trouble to find the strike zone, bouncing pitches in, you score your first run on a pass ball. So there's a lot of ways to keep moving up the bases, and the Gulls have done that with ease today.
Yeah, they really have, and as good as the Swamp Bats looked in the first inning, the Gulls have just returned the favor, and they have all the momentum right now as that one is in there for a strike. To Beckstein. There's a look at Young. Marsh just looking to end this inning. Beckstein, the 9th batter here. 2-2 is going to be popped up right side of the infield. Second baseman Mercedes calling for it, and the outfield Grass makes the grab. And the inning comes to an end, but not before. The Gulls score 4 runs on 3 hits. A 2-run shot by Tyler Hare is the highlight of the inning. We will head to the top of the 4th at Cardines. It is the Newport Gulls 6 and the Keene Swamp Bats 1 on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Ignite your athletes. Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
At Bank Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community, meeting the folks at the nonprofit that we partner with, and really seeing the impact that we make. I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
Back here at Cardines Field, Kevin Sider, we talked about how quick he likes to pitch. Already 1-1 here to the 4-hitter Garrett Rice, who struck out in the first inning to end the first. Mike Basile alongside Quentin Pelzel as that pitch is knuckled down the third base line and foul. Sider ahead 1-2, 89 on the radar gun there as Sider working ahead, 1-2 count here with a 5-run lead into the top of the 4th. Gulls batted around. Saw all 9 hitters in the bottom of that third inning as Burley knocks that one down. The count moves to 2-2.
And the Gulls offense were just taking advantage of some shoddy pitching by the Swamp Bats. Started by Claire, walked some guys, and then Marsh came in, and the offense just did not skip a beat at all.
The 2-2 from Sider. Swung on, skied to the right side. Beckstein tracks it, getting under it, and making the play one away in the top half of the 4th.
And Sider seems to have really settled down. He's now retired the last 6 batters that he has faced after giving up a run in the second inning. The Swamp Bats looked like they were on a mission in those first 2 innings. I mean, getting runners on in the first. Blake DeLongmalier had a double that hit the fence, and then Jordan Smith started things off with a nice single up the middle into center field. But since then, Sider has just really settled down.
Here is the aforementioned Smith. Did single to start that second inning. So that one just misses off the plate. 1-0 to Smith. Sider from the windup, wheels and deals. Off speed, swung and a miss. Off balance from Smith as the count levels at 1. Sider looking dominant. Another swinging strike at a pitch low and in the dirt. 1-2, Sider way ahead. Had Smith off balance on both of his first 2 cuts on this AB. Let's see if Sider has the put-away pitch. 1-2 from Sider. Dribbled back up the middle. Young moving left to right, makes the play. Throw on to first, no problem at all. 2 away.
7 straight now retired by Sider, and it was interesting to see in that at-bat going with that first pitch curveball, because leading off in the second inning, Jordan Smith hit a single on a first pitch fastball. So Sider, knowing that, went with a first pitch breaking ball there, and that's why Smith was just all out of sorts in that at-bat.
Good play by Tyler Young. Knew he had to come up throwing. Not much on that ball, as I believe it broke the bat of Jordan Smith. Here's Livermore, sacrificed himself in the first for the betterment of the team. It's that pitch on the inner half of the black, and the count moves to 0-1. Sider looks zoned in. It's that one just a little low. Off the inner half of the plate as well. Count evens at 1. 6-5-0 on the Gulls side, 1-3-0 on the Swamp Bat side of things in the top half of the fourth here. Thanks so much for joining us. Up and out as the count moves to 2-1 for Sider. We haven't seen Livermore swing the bat yet this evening. He's able to lay down the first pitch he saw. Move Smith into scoring position, who eventually scored the only run of the night thus far for Keene. Rolled over, right side. Anderson makes the play. Tosses over to Sider. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no one left. Top half of the fourth has come and gone. The Gulls with a 6-1 lead as we head to the bottom half of the fourth inning.
PACE is a health plan that lets mom live at home and gives her the care and support she has to have. PACE has been a real lifesaver for her and for me.
Contact PACE, the statewide health plan for aging well at home.
Bank Newport is uniquely invested in providing great technology, but behind that technology, there's a smiling Bank Newport employee there to help you. I'm in for our customers and the communities we serve.
First thing Bruce felt was quality, the consistency, knowing that when I take them out, they're going to be the same every time. And the second was to be able to see kids all over the country wearing the gloves that I designed. That's one of the coolest parts of this.
Part of the order for the Gulls in the bottom half of the fourth. They lead the Keene Swamp Bats 6-1. The Newport Gulls will be playing their postseason play in the 2023 season, looking to be crowned the Coastal Division champions as well. That's the next step, and then the biggest step before obviously the Fay Vincent Cup will be taking home the title as the league's best team in the regular season for the 2023 summer.
And I was looking up at the standings here, and the Schooners are 6 games back of the Gulls. And in order for the Gulls to clinch that number 1 seed or clinch the division in the Coastal, they're going to need to win a game and then the Schooners to lose. And I believe at that point, the Gulls would clinch that Coastal division, because there's only, after tonight, 7 games to go.
It can come sooner rather than later, can it, Quentin?
So, yeah, including tonight, there's 8.
This Gulls team has been absolutely dominant, and they continue to do so. Adam Marsh still on the hill. The 1-0. Just above the letters, 2-0. Mike Anderson started some drama in inning number 3 which seems like eons ago now, but it was a mere inning ago. The 2-0 from Marsh. Right back up the middle. Mercedes makes the play on a hop over to first, one away, as Marsh and company retire the first batter of the inning.
Nice play there, and trying to still look up. So the Schooners, they do play tonight against the Navigators. So I believe if the Gulls win and the Schooners lose, the Gulls have the division because there's only 8 games to go. They're up by 6 games. So then there would be, I guess that would be then 6. So then the magic number is 3 for the Gulls right now.
Tyler Hare knifes one the other way, and going back is Livermore to make the play. 2 quick outs for Marsh.
That one in on the hands of Tyler Hare in a really good start now for Marsh here in the 4th inning, getting 2 of the better hitters in this Gulls lineup out. And now his biggest task yet, trying to get Slade Alford. And man, wouldn't this be great for Marsh and the Swamp Bats to get back in the dugout? 1-2-3 inning against the Gulls. Got a chance to do it.
Not if Slade Alford has something to say about it. He's been red hot for the Gulls, and he does have a lot to say about it, but a great diving play over to first, picked out of the dirt, and it is a 1-2-3 inning. Great effort all around from the Swamp Bats. 3 up, 3 down in the top and the bottom of the 4th. Taking a second look, Goforth, phenomenal play, sliding right to left and picked out of the dirt. 6-1 headed to the 5th.
Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
Turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the place. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the camera, but the drummer passion never rests. Freedom is a teacher under pressure, now we blessed. Yeah, it's one on, one shot, now the future is yours. Let's go.
At Bank Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community.
I absolutely love to volunteer. I try to do it as often as I can. I'm involved in the Bristol Rotary, in the East Bay Chamber. Bank Newport gives me the time to participate in these organizations.
I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
I'm in for giving back to Rhode Islanders. I'm in for helping organizations in my community thrive.
Bazo, Goforth, Mercedes, 7-8-9 for the Swamp Bats in the top of the 5th inning. As Kevin Sider still out on the bump. Ran into a couple problems in the 1st and 2nd, has looked good since, off speed. Drilled down the line, left field. Got to straighten that out as that'll go out of play, and that's just going to go down as a long strike there, Q.
Yeah, just a long strike, and with the Swamp Bats down by 5 runs, they're going to need to get on base. They need base runners. There's no 5-run swing.
Right back up the middle. Kevin Sider says, how do you do? PFP over to first. One away.
And Sider, I mean, he is just in a groove right now. And, I mean, he has given up a base runner since the 2nd inning.
Pitcher's fielding practice right back up the middle. Shows off the hops. He's got some good size already. And he makes the play. Kevin Sider, an athlete on the bump as that one gets away from Burley into the backstop. No problem. Nobody on base.
And against pitchers like Kevin Sider, you really need to get to them early because once they settle in and once they get into a groove, they can be unstoppable.
That pitch just off the outer half, 100% right, Quentin, as Goforth saw that in the 2nd, struck out looking. On that beautiful pitch on the outer half that we talked about that he really loves. He just tried to pound that pitch there, nothing doing. Tries to pound it again and gets away from Burley. Count goes to 3-0. Sider was cruising, wheeling and dealing, you name it, he was doing it. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. 3-0 to the second hitter of the inning. Go forth.
Doesn't want to walk him, especially with a 5-run lead.
No free passes anytime are good, but especially not a free one with a lead. Count moves to 3-1 as Sider pounds the inner half of the plate. And the 3-1 from Sider. Chop to short. Tyler Young on the move. Throw on to first. Michael Anderson, good stretch to make the play. And the goalies are putting on a clinic on the defensive side as well.
And Tyler Young, as smooth as they come over there at shortstop, he has been so sure-handed this year for Newport. Makes the play there. Had to come in and field that Baltimore chop. Grabbed it around his shoelaces and made a nice throw on the run to first. And I'm saying it all, I've said it all year too. Michael Anderson does not get his due over there at first base. His footwork has been impeccable. His communication, as we saw early in the game, has been great. And he just makes every single play over there at first base as well as at the plate. I mean, he's great offensively. We know that.
Mercedes swings through a fastball. Sider right back locked in. Knee-high fastball. 92 on the radar gun. Now if you're Mercedes, the whole arsenal for Sider to work with. Got him in the second. Can he get him again in the fifth? Yes, he can. Looking on the outer half. Kevin Sider sits him down in order. Fights back from 3-0 to go forth. The hardest at bat of the inning. No runs, no hits, no one left. To the bottom half we go. Gulls lead 6-1.
I'm Becky Gibble, and this is Simply Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, or stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
Beautiful night at Cardines Field. A Friday in Newport. Can't beat it. And you can't beat the Gulls up 6-1 as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Looks like there's a little action going on in the pen. There's a good look at Michael Borelli. Just joined the Gulls a few days ago. St. Anselm College. Transferring to URI, though, so he'll play his college baseball not too far from beautiful Cardines Field as we get a look at Billy Butler. 2 for 2 on the day. Couple doubles to his name and a run scored. Butler fouls one straight back. Adam Marsh still on the bump, and we just heard over the loudspeaker from Don O'Hanley, a legend of the game here at Cardines, that Jackson Owen, the Mississippi State product, is behind the dish. The 0-1 from Marsh. Long pause. Off speed to Butler. He says, I'll drill that where I drilled my first 2. That gets down for a singer, and Butler's on for the 3rd time today.
How about Billy Butler? 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored, 2 extra base hits, and gets a single there. All 3 hits have been basically the same spot. He is really feeling it right now. First 3-hit game of the season for him.
Really good piece of hitting for Butler, and making the switch. We're going to go play some football here at Cardines.
I know. Whenever I hear this, I always just get so pumped up because it's the Fox theme song. Football right around the corner. And there is, I believe, an injury out there in center field. Sean McKenna making the slow walk out there all the way to left center. I don't know what it is. Now you have the center fielder, Jordan Smith. Nice camera shot over there. Jordan Smith laughing about it. Looks like everyone's okay, but left fielder Livermore, that ball came off of his shin. It was just scorched off the bat of Butler. I would say exit velo of over 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, it looked like it was Del Lemire, too, who was still hunched over out in left field now. I wonder if that was him who caught that one hop. As it'll be Colton Freeman stepping up to the dish. He's been red hot at home, as we talked about. Singled and scored a run. Had an RBI ground out in third, so he's having quite the game as well. And you really would be hard-pressed to find a goal who's not had a good start at the dish today.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's just been on fire. 6 hits already through the first 4 innings.
Colton Freeman with a runner on first. He skies one high, up and out of play, straight back, somewhere on America's Cup Avenue. And hopefully not doing what you just heard, breaking a car window. 1-1. 0-1, my apologies. Just a really crisp night here in Newport. Freeman watches that miss in the left-handed batter's box as the count moves. Evens at 1. Butler on first, 3 for 3 on the day as we talked about. Here's Marsh from the stretch. Fires home. Freeman off the hands. That'll be popped up to short. Livermore camps under it, makes the play, 1 away.
And that fastball riding in on Freeman. A really good pitch if you can execute it. And Freeman popping it out to Livermore, making the grab on the shallow outfield grass.
Here is Jacob Burley with possibly the catchiest tune of all time. And this is how you get the crowd involved. You put number 8 up to the dish. And that's exactly what the Gulls will do here. He watches that one, miss low and outside. Burley on the day, 0 for 2, has a ribby to his name, though. Struck out in the second, grounded out in the third, but that's when Noah Smith scored. This one's fouled straight back, nearly hit Tyler Young in the on-deck circle, which is quite dangerous here at Cardines Field. I mean, you could see on your monitor screen, wherever you're watching, where Tyler Young is standing right now, and it's not necessarily the safest spot. The 1-1 to Burley, swings through an off-speed pitch, 75 off the outer half of the plate. Count 1-2 to Burley. He'll spend his next season as a Demon Deacon in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Wake Forest, one of the top programs this season, as we touched on for quite some time. That pitch, well off the outer half, but Marsh is okay with that. He's got a couple more pitches to work with here.
The longest Marsh has worked in an outing this year has been 2. He's at 2 1/3 now, so he's getting into some uncharted territory here for the Swamp Bats.
Skips one in. Good block by our new catcher, Jackson Owen from Starkville, Mississippi. Aaron Downs was from there, who played on the Gulls to start the season for some time. Full count, 1 away. Butler on first. Burley pops this one up, right side. Camping under and making the play is Horton. 2 away.
Getting a lot of pop-ups is Marsh. He's gotten out 3 in the past 2 innings. And 2 in the past 2 batters as Burley pops out to the first baseman.
We'll see Tyler Young up to the plate. He's walked and singled. Stole a base as well. Having a good little day. One of the top players this season for the Mountain Hawks of Lehigh University. Marsh with another half-hearted throw over to first. Quentin, we've seen that a couple times from him.
Yeah, that's
and you wonder if that's not him just in a move, in his groove as well, just trying to get reset. Tyler Young swinging first pitch, fouls it straight back. The count moves to 0-1.
And you also see a lot of pitchers do that from time to time. They will give the illusion that they don't really have a good move. They just throw over to first base, and then all of a sudden, they'll give their A-plus move, and they'll snap it over to first base and try to get the runner at first, kind of napping a little bit.
Speaking of A-plus move, Adam Marr with a couple picks-offs on Wednesday right here against Upper Valley. And, I mean, if you have that in your arsenal, it's just so dangerous. Runner on first, 1 out, 2 out, no matter what it may be, no out. You get yourself out of tough situations pretty quickly. Young watches that one just below the knees as the count is even at 1s.
Yeah, Mike, it's really the ultimate equalizer for base runners, just try to keep them from getting a good jump.
That pitch well outside as the count moves to 2-1. Talked about it. Martian, unfamiliar territory here. See if he can get through the fifth at the very least, I'm sure they're hoping here. He's got 2 away and just 1 on. The 2-1, he's behind to Young. Skies one out to right field. Back, camping under it and making the play is Taylor. The Gulls grab a hit in the inning, but that's all. Butler's left stranded. 1 left on, 1 hit, no runs. As we're through 5 here at Cardines Field, 6-1 in favor of the home team.
Bank Newport is uniquely invested in providing great technology, but behind that technology, there's a smiling Bank Newport employee there to help you. I'm in for our customers and the communities we serve.
PACE is a health plan that lets mom live at home and gives her the care and support she has to have. PACE has been a real lifesaver for her and for me.
Contact PACE, the statewide health plan for aging well at home.
First thing, Bruce felt was quality, the consistency, knowing that when I take them out, they're going to be the same every time. And the second was to be able to see kids all over the country wearing the gloves that I designed. That's one of the coolest parts of this.
Top of the order for the Swamp Bats in the top of the 6th. Here's Horton. As Kevin Siders questioning where that pitch missed. First time speaking for me. So that one's just below the knees. Quinton's having a good laugh here. As that's 2-0 off the outer half. Even though we talk for quite some time, Quinton, sometimes It's still tough to get words out.
Oh yeah, I know. I know all about that.
Off speed on 2-0. I like it from Sider. So does Burley as the count moves to 2-1. Sider looks absolutely zoned in. Once again, as that one misses well upstairs, Burley snags it before it reaches the backstop. Count moves to 3-1 here.
Yeah, he has not given up a base runner since the 2nd inning.
In danger of doing so here, 3-1 to Horton. That one misses way upstairs. Burley might have got crossed up as didn't have the reaction to get up and get it. And as Horton will take the trot to first base, and a little bit of trouble for Sider. As you mentioned, haven't seen a base runner in some time. Let's see how he reacts.
And first walk given up by Sider as we get into the 6th inning. He has not worked past the 6th inning in this season, so he's getting up there in terms of pitch count, getting up there in terms of maximum innings pitched. He has thrown 60 pitches. Get this, 41 balls and 41 strikes and 19 balls. Just crazy strike-to-ball ratio.
Incredible. Delamolier's up to the plate now, and he watches one right over Main Street in for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Sider, quick move over to first. Anderson applies the tag, but a little late. Sider's got that quick move over to first. Wanted that runner, Horton, to go right back to the dugout. The 0-1 upstairs. Count evens at 1-1 here. See if Sider could get through 6th here. Right now he's looking just for an out. From the stretch goes Sider over to first. Anderson applies the tag. Once again, a little late.
And
keeping him honest, though.
Sider has a good move over there to first base. We've seen a couple of really close plays over there. The base runner is just barely getting back in time.
Kevin Sider on Cider Day. As that one fouled straight back. And I'd like to just let everyone know I did coin that term, so if you're going to use it, please give credit where credit's due.
I do like that. Cider Day is very good. Also came up with Luke Tallinn.
Luke Tallinn, that was a good one too. Not to toot my own horn, oh my.
You should be the marketer.
You know, I'll stick to what I know. 1 and 2 from Cider. Let's see if he sticks to what he knows. Curveball, outer half of the plate, or not. Count moves to 2 and 2. Burley, Cider, both gave each other a little look there, kind of like that pitch. Get right back to work though, Cider. 2 and 2, runner on first. Off speed pitch, grounded to third. Great play by Smith on the run. One hop to Anderson, brings him off the bag. And the runner is safe at first. The Lamalier, let's see what they'll rule it. My guess would be a single. Tough play from Noah Smith.
Yeah, I think that's got to be a single. I mean, just to even get to that ball by Smith was impressive. And then throwing it on the run, even if that throw was on target, I believe D. Lamalier would have been safe at first. So good game for D. Lamalier. How about this? 2 for 3 for him.
Here comes trouble with Taylor. Yes, I know he's 0 for 2 on the day, but he'll represent Keene in the All-Star game. First and second, Taylor swings through an 82-mile-an-hour slider. That skipped into the glove of Jacob Burley. First and second, no out. Cider didn't give up a base runner since inning 2. Now he's got 2 on. Taylor skies this one high onto America's Cup. And that gets down 0-2. Cider way ahead. Has a full arsenal to work with here, and that's when Kevin Cider is most dangerous.
Yeah, and Taylor looking to extend his hitting streak from 8. Not a guy who likes going hitless, batting .302 on the season, just having such a good season here for the Swamp Bats.
He's guaranteed another AB as well in this contest, but he'd love a hit here. Anderson, incredible play at first, slides over to first, trying to double up. Delamalier can't do so. Michael Anderson take a bow as he makes a phenomenal play, the freshman All-American.
He just reached up as far as he could go to grab that, and luckily for D. Lamalier, he was right around the bag, and Anderson was far away. That would have been very much trouble down the right field line, but Anderson making the play, robbing Taylor of extra bases.
What a play from Michael Anderson. Here's Garrett Rice, watches that one in for a strike. Let's talk about the positives, Michael Anderson, right? Freshman All-American, incredible glove, incredible bat, incredible name.
And can pitch.
Unbelievable, this kid. Such a young age, such an outstanding athlete, as that one comes in on Rice and takes that off the elbow, and the bases are going to be loaded full of Swamp Bats.
Yeah, that one cannot hurt. Fastball at 90 miles an hour in on the elbow, forearm area of Rice, and he has taken his time down to first base. We'll take a look at the replay here. Right up and in, and yeah, that's got to hurt. But bases are loaded, and really the first really good opportunity for the Swamp Bats here. One swing of the bat can really make things dicey for the Gulls.
You said it, Q. Bases loaded, full of Swamp Bats. Just one away. Infield back, they'll look to turn 2. Outside corner from Cider, 74. Drop the hook in for a strike. See if Kevin Cider can get himself in and out of trouble. That one in for a strike, and Smith is less than pleased as he got out of the way of that pitch, and Cider's way ahead 0-2.
Yeah, and Cider doing what he can do, just getting ahead of Smith, and now he's got a couple of pitches to play with.
Let's see what Cider does here from the stretch. 0-2. Curveball, fouled straight back. Jordan Smith singled in the second, grounded out in the fourth. Bases loaded, a huge point in this game. 0-2. Standing in the broadcast booth are we, as this is a big moment in the game. I should say. Sider, the 0-2. Grounded right back up the middle. That one is going to hit off Sider, and it's going to be an infield single. The Swamp Bats get one back. An RBI single for Jordan Smith.
Yeah, that one, not much Sider could do. That one coming right back and hitting Sider, and now the bases are loaded with one out. The tying run comes to the plate for the Swamp Bats.
6-2 game, and now it's Livermore, and for Sider, knocked it down, made a play, and we see Colby Mason running out to the bullpen. My guess is someone has to be up already, and going to see how ready that pitcher is. Sider misses on the inner half. Count goes to 1-0. Colby Mason trotting back, and there is some life in the pen. That's Garrett Simpson up for the Gulls. That one misses well outside, and Jacob Burley, this is that leadership we talk about from Burley. The senior's going to go out and chat. A senior with 2 years of eligibility. How about that? Have a senior spotlight article on the aforementioned Burley out sometime tomorrow afternoon, as that's a read you're going to want to check in on. Phenomenal guy, phenomenal athlete. Jacob Burley also took over the NECBL's Instagram for a day and had a ton of fun. And before he did that, I said, can I trust you? He said yes. Did I trust him from that? No. Did I trust him after I saw a couple stories and so everything was okay? Yes.
Yeah, no, he's just an A-plus guy, and really taking Kevin Sider and having him take his time, collect his thoughts.
The 2-0 in there for a strike. Off speed from Sider, and I'm sure Burley said, hey, you're looking most confident with those off-speed pitches. Let's see it. The 2-1. Bases loaded, full of Swamp Bats. Grounded out. The third baseline. Frank Holbrook couldn't make a play. Not Frank Holbrook, my apologies. Wrong team in the field.
Yeah, it's Sean McKenna over there at third.
2-2, one away. Big pitch here from Kevin Sider, the Quinnipiac kid. Just missed low. The crowd here at Cardines less than pleased. Full count, one away. You don't want to see the old merry-go-round here. Ball four, worst case. The 3-2. In there, called strike three. Kevin Sider drops the hook on the inner half and gets the second out.
Wow, how about that? The confidence to go with a breaking ball on 3-2. There is no way Livermore was going to swing at that pitch, even if it was right down the middle, but that was certainly a strike and a perfect pitch for Sider.
Well, now we have Jackson Owen in his first at-bat of the day. Watches that one, low and outside. Jackson Owen, you'll see him behind the plate. Little first base, was 0 for 5 in his last game versus Stanberry. Hitting 161 on the season, and no better time to get hot than right now. One swing of the bat could level the playing field. The 1-0 from Sider make it 2-0. Went fastball, which is surprising after that hook and that slider have been so dominant.
Yeah, it almost seems like he's been able to locate his breaking ball a lot better than the fastball, and that's normally not the case.
The 2-0 is foul down the left field side. That's on America's Cup Avenue.
And I believe if we looked at the TrackMan about where that pitch was, I believe that curveball would have been right down the middle, and Jackson Owen definitely would want that pitch back. I mean, that was a hanger. Sider definitely needed to get that one over, and he did. And luckily for Sider, Owen just missed it.
Kevin Sider behind 2-1 here. Ice in his veins, though. Jacob Burley not sure where that missed. The umpire says up and in. And the count goes to 3-1. Sider not making it easy on himself as a mist blows in from right center field. Quentin, that goes back to that fog game we had a couple weeks back. Could barely see the ball out in center field. The 3-1 Drilled to right field. That's going to drop in for a hit. 1 run coming around to score. Looking to be a play at the plate. Burley has to knock it down. 2-run score, a 6-4 game here at Cardines. And the Swamp Bats are back in the game, and here comes Coach Frank Holbrook.
Wow, huge single there for Owen with 2 outs, and we've got ourselves a game here at Cardines. You thought that the Gulls were going to run away with this 6-1, but the Swamp Bats say, hold on, wait a minute, as Owen with the single there, and man, Sider 1 out away from getting through 6 strong.
Sider gets an applause from the home crowd here. We'll take a short break. When we return, it'll be Garrett Simpson for the Newport Gulls.
PACE is a health plan that lets mom live at home and gives her the care and support she has to have. PACE has been a real lifesaver for her and for me.
Contact PACE, the statewide health plan for aging well at home.
First thing, Bruce felt was quality, the consistency, knowing that when I take them out, they're going to be the same every time. And the second was to be able to see kids all over the country wearing the gloves that I designed. That's one of the coolest parts of this.
Bank Newport is uniquely invested in providing great technology, but behind that technology, there's a smiling Bank Newport employee there to help you. I'm in for our customers and the communities we serve.
– 6-4 ball game here at Cardines Field. Garrett Simpson, the senior from Wright State University, Mount Washington, Kentucky, his hometown. 0-1 on the season, 7.83 ERA, 10 1/3 innings pitched, has given up 13 hits, struck out 12 and walked a pair. His last outing versus Bristol was one to be proud of. He went an inning, got out of trouble. You remember that game against Bristol was quite a weird one, as he was pitching into darkness as the lights failed the Blues. Garrett Simpson says, I'll show you my curveball first. Checking in at 69 miles an hour, and the count goes to 0-1.
And Garrett Simpson was one of the mainstays in the bullpen for the Gulls last year. It's been a little bit of a different story this year, but in most of his appearances, he's been great.
The 0-1 from Simpson skips into the glove of Burley. So we're level at 1. Garrett Simpson could really steal the show here, keep a 2-run lead for the Gulls. He just said it, Simpson hasn't shown his best yet this season. Let's see if it's still to come with the playoffs right around the corner. Simpson misses on the inner half, and the count goes to 2-1.
And if you go a little deeper into his appearances, there's really only been 1 or 2 outings where he gave up a lot of runs. Other than that, he has been on point. And he's hoping that one of these outings is one of those on-point games.
Never easy to come into a tough situation. First and third, rolled over down the third baseline, knocked down by Coach McKenna. Really nice little play. And Coach McKenna is going to give that ball to a nice fan. And that's what it's all about, Quentin.
Yeah, kids always love getting those foul balls.
The crowd is up, 2-2 from Simpson. Just off the outer half. Really good eye from Goforth there. 3-2. The runners will be moving, albeit slowly, at least from third base. The 3-2 off inning. Simpson fires home, hit back up the middle. Beckstein going to get there, throw on to first, not going to be in time. It's a 6-5 game, an infield single. RBI single for Goforth. And the Keene Swamp Bats are right back in the game, 6-5. The bottom of the lineup getting things done for the Swamp Bats. And how about we go back to that pinch hit with 2 outs from Owen? Really impressive stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about how the Swamp Bats have fought in this game. And, I mean, it seemed like the game was over, 6-1 in the 3rd inning. Gulls really riding high, and here come the Swamp Bats.
Mercedes says, I'll keep this parade going. This game's going to be level at 6. Mercedes an RBI single. And it's 1st and 3rd once more.
How about the Swamp Bats? With Mercedes hanging breaking ball, runners at the corners now, and a 5-run 6th inning.
This was a 6-1 ball game at one time. And now it's all 6th. A 5-run top of the 6th. And they have hit around as Horton will come up and mess up everybody's scorecards. Horton swings through an off-speed pitch that skips in to home plate. As Horton started this whole inning with that walk and he scored. He was the 2nd run of the game. They have scored 4 others just in the inning. Here is Garrett Simpson. Runner going. Pump fake. Over to 3rd, and now it's 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. And a comfortable 6-1 lead for Kevin Sider and company. Has become a tie ball game here at Cardines, and this fog blowing in really has set the tone for this Gulls team, as well as Keene's looking to take the lead in this inning, as this one's skied down the line. Left field, Billy Butler running over, and that one's in the bullpen.
I think that would have been out of play anyway if he were to catch that, because there is a line that extends past that fence, and that is the line of demarcation. If anything goes over that, that is out of play, and you can't make a catch over in that area.
Horton was at 2nd base when that ball landed. He was absolutely flying. Counts 2-2, the umpire's letting us all know. I appreciate him letting me know, but I can't change the scoreboard. A lot of 2s up on the boards here. What was he saying? It's 0-2. He's saying it's 0-2, correct? Swung on and missed. As the Gulls are finally out of the 6th, not before 5 come across home plate. And we're even at 6 to the bottom half we go.
Unite your athletes. Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
I'm Becky Gibble, and this is Simply Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the brakes. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the camera, but the drummer passion never rests. Freedom is our teacher under pressure, now we blessed. Yeah, it's one art, one shot. Now the future is yours. Let's go.
The script has been flipped. It's a 6-6 game here at Cardines Field. And a new pitcher takes the mound for the Keene Swamp Bats. Tyler Tornberg, the Chatham, New Jersey native, a senior from Bryant University, not too far from here, Quentin. As He will look to keep this game close, and in his mind, a tie game would be ideal. Kevin Sider takes the long trot to the bullpen here, and let's see if the Gulls can get the bats going again. Keene puts up a crooked number in the top half of the inning. That's a 5. See if the Gulls can get at least one back, take their lead. Last outing for Turnberg. 1 1/3, gave up 1 earned on 4 hits, walked 2, had a rough outing. ERA on the season's up over 7.5, 0-1. Started 1 game of his 10 appearances, or 14 1/3. He struck out 13, walked 16, and given up 20 hits.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw the Keene Swamp Bats coming back, albeit against Kevin Sider. I mean, Kevin Sider given a 5-run lead here at Cardines. You'd think that the game is in the bag. All Kevin Sider needs really is 2 or 3 runs. But 5 runs, yeah, this game is over. But no, the Keene Swamp Bats come back. It's now 6-6, a brand new game.
Noah Smith offers out a pitch on the outer half of the plate. And the count goes to 0-1. That was Tornberg's only loss in his last game as Smith grounds 1 to short, over to first, 1 away.
Nice play over there by Livermore, making the play on the speedy Smith. So good start for Tornberg.
The All-Star will step up to the plate. Luke Beckstein was a part of an immaculate season for the Northeastern Huskies. Northeastern and Boston College in this New England region were phenomenal, and then not too far Southern. How about the Connecticut Huskies, a top 10 team for quite some time, putting Northeast baseball on the map once again. Really great to see when you think baseball. Obviously LSU, Wake Forest,
all the
Florida,
teams.
Vanderbilt,
Yep.
Those are what you think of. But this year, a couple teams in the East as Luke Beckstein wears a pitch up high, and he'll take a trot to first base.
Just seems like Beckstein gets on base every at-bat. I mean, not necessarily a single every time, but draws the most walks on the team. It seems like he gets hit by a pitch every other game. I mean, he is just an on-base machine.
Now it's Mikey Anderson. He'll step up to the dish. He walked, was hit by a pitch and grounded out. Scored a run as well. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Gulls looking to get their lead right back. That one skips into home plate. A 5-run top of the 6th. As the Keene Swamp Bats level with the Newport Gulls. Both teams have given up a lead now in today's contest. Albeit one was a 1-run lead and the other was a 5-run lead.
And Anderson has hits in each of the last 2 games that he's played in. So he's getting the bat going, including a home run a couple of days ago.
Mikey Anderson fouls a fastball straight back. Count goes to 1-1, 1 away. Beckstein on first. Gulls have been aggressive on the base pass today. See if Beckstein tries to take second. Doesn't have a huge lead off first just yet. Takes an extra step and a half. It's not going to go on this pitch as Anderson flares one down the right field line and foul. Count goes to 1-2.
A lot of fog coming in here in Cardines. It's not as bad as it was earlier, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Wind picking up as well as Anderson lifts one out to right center field. Good play by Taylor, sliding in right center field to get over to it. Beckstein will walk back to first, 2 away.
Yeah, right in the gap, and pretty easy play for Taylor, gliding over to it. Did go down in a slide, but I think he was going to get there. And there's now 2 outs.
Well, if you want a couple runs and you're the Gulls, having number 31 up at the dish is not a bad thing. Phenomenal play by Taylor. As more impressive than the sliding catch was the ground that he covered to get to that ball. Hare watches that one in at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Gulls bats have gone quiet the past couple innings. See if Tyler Hare could change that. Swings through a fastball on the outer half. Count goes to 0-2. Never understood what that was, do you?
Well, he's back?
Yeah.
Hare just hit a home run. He's back. It's
all right.
I think it's from like a scary movie or something like that. I think the meaning is, you know, he's back and he's like your worst nightmare, something like that.
Definitely is. As he's been phenomenal for this Gulls team. Fights off that last one. Beckstein on the move. Hare fouls that off. Beckstein's going to take the walk back to first base. Tyler Hare fighting. If you remember, he wore that one off his foot.
Yeah, I think he did. He's trying to walk it off. Home plate umpire Paul McKeene going to dust off the plate just to give him some extra seconds to shake it off.
Tyler Hare, a fan favorite here, as the crew next to us really loves number 31 in an orange jersey.
I mean, how could you not? 8 home runs. A lot of them coming here at Cardines.
It's been phenomenal to watch this season. Beckstein on the move again. That one skips in, and Beckstein will have the easiest stolen base of his career as that one gets to the backstop.
It's 5 stolen bases for Luke Beckstein now. Big stolen base, and now you don't need a home run to score him. All you need is a little single out in the outfield, and Beckstein will have a good chance to score.
Count moves to 1-2. Tyler Hare. No better man at the plate. The 1-2 way upstairs. And the count levels at 2. A lot of 2s to talk about. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second, and I could use about 2 hot dogs right now. Hare drills one down the right field line. That's going to get up and out of play and foul.
Ball continues to roll in. It's getting a little heavier.
Yeah, they got to take care of DAI does that in case you didn't hear it.
Rowdy crew here to our right, as they know DAI does that, taking care of that ball that jumps out of play. We'll do it again like nothing changed, and we might as well do it one more time because we're having so much fun here. 2-2-2. Runner on second. Hare knifes that one up and out of play.
Pretty sure the whole island heard that one.
Friday night in Newport, no better place to be than Cardines Field. The Gulls and the Swamp Bats in a heck of a game here. Tyler Hare down the right field line. You can kiss it goodbye. Tyler Hare puts the Gulls back up 2. It's an 8-6 ball game. Are you kidding me? His 9th of the season.
Tyler Hare is on another level right now. He is unconscious, just hitting everything for a home run, it seems. Oh, man. As clutch as they come, too.
Well, Quentin, you asked me a few moments ago, who do you think I should interview after this game?
You think I should interview Tyler Hare?
I think the answer is Tyler Hare. 2 home runs in this contest. The Georgia Tech product has been better than ever. Now it's Slade Alford. Hits one to short. Livermore on the run. That one gets away. And Slade Alford's going to be standing on second. Mark it down as an E6 in your book, and the Gulls are still in business in the bottom half of the 6th.
Yeah, that's an error all around. The shortstop Livermore, who has showed off his glove over at short in tonight's game. Just that one just getting away from him. Ball in the dirt. Maybe Rice could have picked that, but very tough pick there. And Alford now at second as this inning is prolonged.
Here is Billy Butler, 3 for 3 on the day.
This was the guy that we originally settled on to do a post-game interview. 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, 2 doubles, scored on a wild pitch, and a single.
Well, just to make our life difficult now, Billy Butler's probably going to do something pretty cool. That one in on the hands, 1-0.
And this fog, too, is really coming in. Anything hit in the air, like a huge pop-up, I think it's going to be a little difficult for these fielders to see it.
Well, to be completely frank with you, that Tyler Hare home run I did not see for a second. Just the way he's been hitting the ball, I figured if you say it's out of the park, someone's going to believe you, right?
Yeah, all you have to hear is just the crack of the bat and then the crowd. That is it, and they will tell you.
And he went down and got that. That wasn't a bad pitch at all from Tornberg. I mean, he's come in and thrown really well, I think. Tyler Hare, just anything you can do, I can do better situation there. And the response from this Gulls team is huge. I mean, this Keene team obviously struggling a bit this season, 12-24, down 6-1 on the road, fight back to tie it up. How impressive is that?
Yeah, and you especially need these type of games once the playoffs come around, because you can't just roll all over these teams once the playoffs start. They're going to be some tough games.
Butler grounds one to Coach Frank Holbrook, who ducks out of the way. In his Wheaton College days, Holbrook probably would have tried to make a play on that.
And he's actually been a pretty good defensive third base coach. Probably one of the best I've seen. He's made a few plays with his bare hand this year.
The fog continues to roll in from right center field. The Gulls are still out as well here. The 2-2. In on the hands. This one's down the right field line. Good play by Mercedes. Out in right field, the second baseman tracks it down and make the play. Tyler Hare gives the Gulls the lead back. A 2-run home run down the right field line. 8-6 Gulls after 6.
Ignite your athletes. Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools.
Third hit of the game for DeLon Malier, and the Keene Swamp Bats will get the tying run to the plate here in the 7th.
Nice piece of hitting. Jumping on first pitch. That's been the theme of the night, AQ. Jump on that first pitch and go get it.
Yeah, especially for DeLon Malier. Now has 2 doubles, has a single, a run scored, and the umpires are going to be coming together.
They might talk about this fog.
Yeah, I think on that ball, home plate umpire had a little trouble seeing it. And even I had a little trouble seeing Freeman go all the way to the fence, and it's now becoming a safety issue. The fog has become the worst it has been all evening, and this is not a terrible scenario for the Gulls, who have a 2-run lead. And if this fog persists, I would say another 30, 40 minutes and the game is called, then the game would be over. But I don't necessarily think the umpires are at a point where
they're bringing the coaches together here.
The fog has been worse in the game, and they're going to call it now. It's just a little peculiar to me, but Frank Holbrook and Sean McKenna will talk about it. I mean, it comes and goes. It's not like it's going to go away now. I think we also have some rain later on, and it's just that marine layer that comes in.
Well, this is a big moment in the game, right? Because at what point do you deem it playable, non-playable? It's at the umpire's discretion, right? So, I mean, it doesn't look like it's getting any better right now.
No, it definitely is not. But it was worse earlier, and we played through it.
Well, if you're Frank Holbrook, what are you going to say? I mean, yeah, we'll take the delay here, right?
No, exactly.
I mean, I understand the safety concern 100%. We've played a game here worse than this for sure,
Yes.
but that got to a point where you thought about, okay, we should probably call this thing, right? Could it get there tonight? I don't know. I mean, this blowing in is not showing any relief just yet, so we'll wait and see. But, I mean, that ball was the toughest to see so far.
And Sean McKenna is coming off the field, and I believe everyone is going to be coming off the field. We are going to be officially in a fog delay for the first time here at Cardines Field.
Well, you can always see something new, and right now we are seeing that. I believe they're talking to Ryan Cox, our MC, to make an announcement here. They say 5 minutes?
I think 15.
15
he did
minutes.
5 3 times, so we're going to wait 15 minutes, and we're going to find out what the verdict will be. It looks like it is getting better, but that fog, I believe, because it's in here now, I think it's going to be in here for the entire night. We're going to be battling the fog throughout this game. So 15-minute fog delay. We'll come back in about 15 minutes or so and reevaluate the situation if we have any updates or not. But it is a fog delay, and right now it is a little concerning for the Swamp Bats, who are down by 2. How big was that home run by Tyler Hare in the bottom of the inning? That could end up being the reason why the Gulls get a win if we don't play anymore for the rest of the night.
I mean, you're 100% right, and as we talked about, now we have Chris Patsos and Chuck Pave out on the field as well, discussing this with the umpires. So I'm sure they're going to do everything they can to get this game going. But, again, at the end of the day, the player safety does come first.
For
so
sure.
they are chatting about that.
Yeah, we will step aside. We'll be back in about 15 minutes to give you a further update. Stay tuned for updates on the social media page as well. We'll be back in 15 minutes.
Southern New England, where we'll bring you the best of what this area has to offer. Whether you're looking to explore new neighborhoods, try something new, or stay connected, we'll bring you the best food, fun, and people that make this area what it is. This is Simply Southern New England.
Simply Southern New England is brought to you by Harbor One Bank, with you in banking and life.
Ignite your athletes. Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
Newport, we are a community bank. That's one of our core values, giving back to the community, being involved in the community, meeting the folks at the nonprofit that we partner with, and really seeing the impact that we make. I'm in for having the resources and making a difference.
And we are currently in a fog delay, still no further update. It's 8-6, Gulls lead as we are beginning to, as we would have started the 7th inning if it wasn't for this fog delay, but it has not gotten much better, Mike. Quinton Pelzel, Mike Basile with you on this Friday evening as we are approaching 9 o'clock here in Newport, but it hasn't really gotten much better, and I just don't know if we are going to continue this game because I don't think the fog is going away. Now, it goes through spurts of where it is better than others, but the fog is going to stay there, so I don't really see us continuing this game because the fog isn't going to completely go away.
And that's your biggest problem, right? If it goes and then it comes and you start this thing in 10 more minutes and then you say, oh, shut it back down. You said it too. You mentioned possible rain a little later in the night, which could hit us now with this fog delay that I've never seen, and it's very rare, but we're having a good time here still at Cardines, and we hope you are too, tuning in. And I mean, at this point, it looks better out on the field, but is it good enough where you could say, hey, the safety of these players isn't in jeopardy?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, safety is the number one concern, especially in summer ball here. All the coaches say it. If the safety of the players is in jeopardy at all, then you have to pull them off the field. And I think that was what it came down to. But, I mean, Paul McKeon, he was, after that fly ball into center field by D. Lamalier to lead off the 7th, that was when he was like, yeah, you know what? I could barely see that ball as Freeman was trying to track it down. And the fog right now, it's getting a little bit better, but it's still definitely evident. And I don't know if we're going to get to a point where they're going to be comfortable sending the players out there even with a little bit of fog.
And it also is just sitting a bit on the field level, right? I mean, you look at left field, you see the cloud there. You look at right field, actually it looks like it's slowed down a bit, but again, and then you see a nice layer roll in right behind it. So it's really tough to tell, but you take a look on the monitor here, your screen, your tablet, whatever you're watching on these days, it just looks like it's going to be tough. And when the ball's up in the lights with the mix of the fog, when it comes down into it, it's dangerous. If Colton was under that ball and he doesn't see it for a second, that's a dangerous play, or you can't see what you're running into. Also a dangerous play back at the wall like that. So a lot of factors go into this, and now they have a decision to make, and with impending possible weather, that's got to weigh too.
Yeah, for sure. And we thought that we'd be able to really get through this game and be in at least the 8th or the 9th inning before some rain does roll in. It's not supposed to be too bad, but there is going to be some rain coming in later on. But, I mean, how big was that home run by Tyler Hare? I know we talked about it right before we went to break, but if that home run does not happen with 2 outs in that 6th inning, then we're talking about a tie game in the 7th inning here, and the game probably ending in a tie if we don't end up playing anymore.
I'm just going to be honest. It's Tyler Hare's world, and we're just living in it.
Yeah.
We're just here. We're witnessing incredible baseball. If you never watched a baseball game before in your life and you just tuned into a couple and see what Tyler Hare's doing, you would know that's not normal.
Right.
This is not normal. Tyler Hare is not only hitting home runs, he is hitting huge home runs. It's not 15-0 and Tyler Hare hits a home run. It's 6-6 and Tyler Hare hits a home run. It's 3-1. He makes it 5-1. It's those big hits. He gives the Gulls a chance to win every night. And in baseball, to say that about one singular player is so rare. And that's not putting anything on any of these other players who have been phenomenal as well. But Tyler Hare has been a absolute stud for this team of late.
Yeah, 4 home runs in 3 games for Tyler Hare, 9 home runs, and I mean, we can see why he is going to be starting in the All-Star game and representing the East. I mean, he has just been terrific, and we thought that the game was going to be an easy one for the Gulls. 6-1, they were up, 5-run lead, and Kevin Sider is on the mound. Normally with a 5-run lead, Kevin Sider on the mound, you think that the game is over as we welcome in the Director of Baseball Operations for the Newport Gulls, and Mike Falcone. And, Mike, do you have any more insight into what is happening here?
Unfortunately, we're getting faced with a little bit of weather that we see here in the city by the sea, just a stone's throw away from the Atlantic and then the bay. So we're actually getting a little bit
I think it's getting worse now.
Yeah, we've had such a high sense of humidity here in Rhode Island, here in Newport this past this whole summer, actually. So I think it's just a lot of that rolling in here.
Yeah, no, it's really unfortunate. And Mike and I were just talking about how big of a home run that was for Tyler Hare in the bottom of the 6th inning. I mean, 4 home runs in 3 games is awesome. But if Tyler does not hit that home run, this game is tied. And if we don't end up playing anymore, this would end in another tie game instead of a win.
Huge. Timing, I mean, I think as I hopped in here, you guys were discussing the boys are rolling pretty well there, plugging along, and then Keene puts up 5 in the top. So, yeah, that home run is huge. And how about that home run last night that Tyler hits? Just clutch home run after clutch home run for Tyler here. So, got to give caps off to him.
And Mike, you've been here for plenty of time now, 7-8 years with this Gulls team, and you've seen the turnover throughout seasons and things like that. But with this team, between the camaraderie and the next man up mentality, have you ever seen it this big and this important?
Oh, never more than this season. With that whole turnover, the roster started off, I mean, it was jammed in there. There was no room in the dugout, no room in the bullpen.
No room on the bus. Ask Quentin.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely. No.
Packed like sardines.
Sardines and cardines. But now it's really, that next man up mentality. Guys like Slade Alford have really picked it up. Matt Shark this last the middle third of the year that wasn't the guy in that first portion of the season. So absolutely, and I think that's a key part of any team, right? Is being the next man up, knowing, hey, when I get my chance, I'm going to take it, and it really has showed.
Yeah, and it really must be just awesome to see. I mean, even Luke Beckstein, at the beginning of the year, he wasn't getting a lot of playing time. Trent Farquhar was there over at second base. Michael Anderson wasn't playing too much. You had Calisagum over at first, but these are integral parts of this team now. And it seems like, I mean, we all know the start that the Gulls got off to this year, 18-4, best start in history in the organization. But it seems like they're playing even better baseball now. They ran into a little bit of a rough patch in the middle, faced some adversity, but right now they're really on a roll.
It's wonderful to watch, and it's special you're around the team more so than myself. So I'm sure it's been great to watch the maturation of some of these young guys the first time they're playing summer ball and how they've handled that adversity, how they've handled this nearly minor league baseball atmosphere, hopping on the bus each and every day. I mean, we are in the dog days, and you've seen teams like, Vermont, Sanford really take off in these dog days, and then you've seen some other teams kind of teeter off, and the Gulls have handled it fantastic. The coaching staff, I think, has done a great job keeping the guys playing together, and it's really been wonderful to watch, and things like Tyler Hare putting the bat to the ball quite frequently these days.
And one thing me and Quentin just marvel at is the amount of players that return to the Newport Gulls, and it's unseen in summer baseball period, but in the NECBL as well. And I mean, that's a testament to not only you, but obviously Chris Patsos, Chuck Pava as well, to get these players back here. And it's really talented players, Jacob Burley, Sam Colossingham, Trent Farquhar, and it's been done time in and time out, year in and year out, and it was continued to do so again. And it's like you're playing with these guys over and over again, and they know each other a little bit, and that's a nice little advantage the Gulls have to start the season.
That family atmosphere is personified, exemplified, however we want to say it, with that passing of the torch almost. You have players who have been here, they know the deal, they know that how we're going to treat them as an organization, how the fans are going to receive them, and the fans are still in the ballpark right now. They have no idea if we're going to continue playing or not, but They want baseball. They know how many games are potentially left in the season. So that consistency, that camaraderie, and really a passion for Newport and throwing on the Gulls uniform, that returners really help start that atmosphere here, which is awesome.
Yeah, and the fog just continues to just roll in. I don't think it's gotten much better since we called it it's been about 10 or 15 minutes, and I think the umpire said 15 minutes, we'll come back and we'll check it. But, I mean, I think right now, if you're a Newport Gulls fan at home, you're very happy with a 2-run lead because, I mean, honestly, I don't think even if we wait another 15, 30 minutes, maybe it'll get better, but I don't know how much longer the umpires normally wait in a fog delay.
Well, then you're also it's 15 minutes is generally speaking when you reevaluate the situation, but then you're running into some potential rain coming in.
Right.
The forecast, I don't know if you've been checking out the radar, but it seems 9:30, 9:45 we could maybe get a little bit of pour. So do we want to run into that is another factor in this decision-making process. So everybody's getting together right now. They're starting to discuss it, and really player safety is the most important thing, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, the worst thing to happen is have a pop-up in the outfield and have one of these players, whether it be on the Swamp Bats or the Gulls, not see it and have it come down, hit them in the head, and worst thing can happen. So you don't want that to happen.
No, absolutely not. And I'm happy that these umpires are aware of that. They're not just trying to force in a game, get the game finished up, and get out of here. They really take that in consideration, which is awesome. And really, another important piece of the NECBL is player development. Everybody wants to win, but player development and player safety is paramount. Thanks for having me on here for a moment.
Of course, yeah. Thanks so
Gentlemen,
much.
love any time I get on that, but unfortunately, if we do wrap up now, I got some duties.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for joining us, Mike. You're always invited over here.
Absolutely.
We'll step aside. We'll come back, when we get a further update. So stay tuned on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Ignite your athletes. Empower your coaches. Rally your community. Support every team with one solution with the Huddle Athletic Department Package. You put all your school's coaching tools under one roof. From recording to analyzing to sharing, with your Huddle AD package, you cover every angle. Equal access means equal opportunity, and equal opportunity means full potential. Let's take your department to the next level.
Turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the place. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the camera, but the drummer passion never rests. Freedom is our teacher under pressure, now we blessed. Yeah, it's one art, one shot. Now the future is yours. Let's go.
Welcome back to Cardines Field. Mike Basile sending it off as this game has officially been called due to fog. The Newport Gulls winners 8-6 against the Keene Swamp Bats, thanks to a Tyler Hare 2-run homer. My broadcast partner Quentin Pelzel, have a wonderful night and a great weekend. We'll see you back here at Cardines Wednesday night. Here in Newport, the city by the sea brought some fog in, and that cut this game a little bit early here as the Gulls winners 8-6. It was a crazy sixth inning, 7 runs, 5 from Keene, 2 from the Gulls, and it was the Gulls who were able to get the win. Mike Basile riding solo right now in the broadcast booth. Quentin Pelzel will be joined by our player of the game quite shortly. Usually we like to make it a secret for somewhat dramatic effect, but if you don't know it's Tyler Hare, you probably didn't watch much of the game. So Tyler Hare will join Quentin Pelzel in just a minute down below. But the Newport Gulls, Kevin Sider and company, able to get a win in a fog-shortened game here at Cardines. Rare to say, rare to see. But at the end of the day, the Gulls get win number 28 on the season, improve to 28-8-1, and the Keene Swamp Bats fall to 12-25. The Gulls stay red hot. They are close to clinching the Coastal Division. For now, we'll send it down with Tyler Hare and Quentin Pelzel.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. I'm here with the player of the game, Tyler Hare, as the Gulls win a fog-shortened 8-6 game against the Keene Swamp Bats. They sweep the season series, and Tyler, 2 home runs, obviously the player of the game. Take me through those 2 at-bats. What were you looking for in that last home run? The reason why you guys come out with the win. If that home run doesn't take place, I mean, you guys are tied, the second tie of the season.
Yeah, that was a great win. It feels good to put balls over the yard, so we got to keep doing that coming into the All-Star break, and we're going to head over to Ocean State tomorrow, hopefully get a win.
It must be really great to be you right now. I mean, I can't even imagine 4 home runs now in the last 3 games. You have 9 home runs on the season. What is it like for you to just go up there and, like, basically every other at-bat it seems like you're hitting a home run?
That's not really the approach. The approach is to just go up there and try to hit the ball hard. And I ran into a couple, and the results are pretty good.
And you guys were off to such a great start this year, 18-4. Then you guys lost some players to the draft, really talented players at that. And now it seems like you guys are playing your best baseball yet. What has that been like for you guys, and just seeing you guys get elevated into positions that you didn't start at the beginning of the year, but you guys are playing really well now?
Yeah, all those guys that got drafted, they're all great teammates, great guys, and I wish them the best in the major leagues, in all their organizations. We got a great tight-knit group here, so we go into every day, every game, and we're holding our heads high, and we're going in there hoping to come out with a win.
Well, thank you, Tyler.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
that. Congratulations on the win. 8-6 is the final score. The Gulls pick up the victory. The Gulls will be back in action on Saturday, tomorrow, against the Ocean State Waves. That'll do it for us here at Cardines Field. Thank you for watching, and have a great night. Good. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.